What's up, guys? Playing some rapid chess on chess.com, and I actually just joined an arena tournament. This one was already started, so I'm a little bit behind, but we're going to jump right in and see if we can catch up a little bit. If you would like to play in this exact same tournament, I put the link in the description of this video. You can click on that, and basically an arena tournament, you just play games, and when the one ends, you play another one, and you just keep playing, and you win as many as you can, and bonus points if you win multiple games in a row. All right. So, and I will be playing against all different types of rated players. Probably, as you can see, I'm playing against the 1600, so you'll get to see some different, styles. So, I think I'll play a Scotch Gambit here. Usually, I will just play the regular Scotch, but Scotch Gambit's pretty fun. So let's go with Bishop C4. Of course, we're putting pressure on that weak f7 pawn, so we always want to keep our eyes open for tactics, things that might pop up where we could make use of that. So let's see what our opponent's going to do about it. I think knight f6 is probably the main move here, but I believe they can also bring out this bishop somewhere as well. So let's see how they're going to proceed. Yeah, and if you guys want, you can join the tournament too. Just go to the description, click the link, and just click on join. Hey, we might be paired up against each other. Who knows? Hey, Andrew, how's it going? Aaron, Hassel, good to see you guys. So our opponent is really thinking, which tells me they might not be familiar with the Scotch Gambit, and wisely probably using some time to figure out how to respond. Oh, disconnected. Never mind. Never mind. No thinking going on over there. Nope. Never mind. They're back. They're back. Probably having some internet issues. Okay, there's the move. So they go for bishop b4 check, which, okay, you might say that looks annoying, but I'm just going to play c3. And when they take me, I actually have a couple of options. Well, maybe three options, really. I could take with the pawn and gain a tempo on the bishop, then they have to leave. The downside to that is I have some isolated pawns, and then my knight is kind of stuck back here. The other option is I take with the knight, developing the piece, which is nice. Now, it is a pin, but that's only going to be temporary because I'm going to be castling really soon. And there's actually a third option, which I think is what I'm going to do, and that's just castling, saying, look, you want to take another pawn, go ahead. And then I'm going to get to develop my bishop, and I'm going to have both bishops lined up here. I'm going to be castled. I'm getting a huge lead in development. This is actually probably transposing to what's called the Danish Gambit. And normally the Danish Gambit would be e4, e5. You would play d4 immediately. They take, you go c3. They take, you bring out your bishop. They take, you capture with the bishop, right? You just give up all those pawns. And then if we were to develop some other pieces, we could end up in this exact same position probably. So now, of course, black doesn't have to take me, and they decide not to. Okay, so yeah, this is probably a decent choice by black. They're saying, no, I don't really want the extra pawn that bad. I just want to get my pieces out and maybe castle. So what am I thinking about in this moment? Well, I always want to ask myself the question, like, what happens if I push the pawn forward? Where's the knight going to go? You can't go here. You probably don't want to go back where you just came from. Probably don't want to go to the edge of the board. It's undefended. I could just potentially take it if I move my knight. So I'm anticipating the knight would move here or here. E4 looks like the knight might actually get trapped. I feel like queen d5, the idea being to just maybe take the knight at some point or checkmate. Yeah, it looks very good. Knight g4. I'm not sure if I'm worried about that move or not. I don't think so. I think, again, queen d5 looks very strong. So on e5, I'm pretty happy if the knight moves. Now, when you play these e4 openings, there's always a move you should consider after e5, and it's d5. And this is a kind of an advanced move if you're not familiar with it, but once you see it, you should remember it. e5, d5, and the point is that if I take, they take my bishop. So you trade this bishop for this knight. Now, in this particular position, the follow-up here with a check looks pretty dangerous for the black king. So I think I would be okay with that. Other option would be to maybe just pin the knight. No, I can't pin the knight because then this happens. So I either have to take back play e5. Yeah, those are probably my two options, right? So I will play e5. I think I'm okay with this. I mean, yes, I don't like losing this bishop because this bishop is a good attacking piece. But if I'm able to get my rook lined up and maybe we force the king over and they lose castling rights, I think that's a fair trade-off. So we'll see if black actually goes with d5 or not. But I think I'm okay with that position. So yeah, d5 is probably black's best move. I mean, I don't know. It's always a move you want to think about, but you do have to be careful when there's a rook that's going to hit the king. So it might get pretty wild if we see this. Of course, like I said, there's lots of options for the knight, but I don't think any of them are very good. Okay, all right. So yeah, our opponent actually knows what's going on a little bit here. So well played to them that they know this idea. So d5, and I think I'm going to take. You can also play like bishop b5, but then their knight jumps into e4, and it's usually a pretty annoying knight. So I don't think I'm going to allow that. I think I'm going to go with the line that I mentioned earlier. Now, let me ask you guys this. Do I want to trade queens here? No, right? No, I want to attack the king, so I don't want to trade queens. Now, the only exception would be if I could somehow sneak this pawn past and get a queen or take this or something, but I don't think that's going to happen, so I don't want to trade queens. So, yeah, this is interesting, because we could also play queen e2 instead, and then maybe try to bring the rook to the d file. So rook e1, queen e2. There's this bishop e6 move to block, and I don't really want my queen to be facing off in that situation, so I'm leaning towards queen e2 so that I could then play an aggressive attacking move, and I don't have to worry about the queen trade like I already mentioned. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking we do. I mean, I could always throw this in and force rook g8. Does that help me, I guess, is the question. You know what? That actually does stop king f8. Now, not that I'm necessarily worried about king f8. I think they're going to play bishop e6, but if I wanted to avoid that, I could take. So rook g8, then check, then they have to play bishop e6. We could play something like bishop g5 or knight g5. Yeah, this is getting wild. Does it make sense to save that move? That's the question. I don't think it really makes that much sense. So I think I will. Actually, no, it does stop moves like bishop e7 and knight e7, which, or even queen e7. Okay. So maybe I do want to go check first. Because here, then there's queen e7. I almost forgot about that. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to go queen e2 check first. Sometimes it's those subtle little things that actually have a big outcome in the game, right? So you really want to think through that. So I'm expecting we see bishop e6. So black's probably going to try to keep castling rights. And then I have to decide, how do we proceed? Okay, bishop e6, very good. So what happens if I go rook d1? Let's just talk about the queen for a moment. If you take bishop g5, I guess there's some crazy stuff here where I lose the rook. Yeah, so we probably don't want to do that. So now it's probably the time to take the pawn. It's probably the time. Otherwise, the black queen's going to come out there. I don't want to let that happen. And actually, when I take this pawn, notice these squares become very weak, right? The f6 and the h6 squares. Okay, so bishop g5. Potentially, we have to keep an eye on this, although the queen is defending. Knight g5 is kind of the typical move that you might want to play to attack the bishop. I'm also thinking about just developing, just getting this knight out and get rid of any threats on b2. And we still kind of keep these moves ready for later. Yeah, this is, And the other question is, do I care if they take this or not? So many questions in this position. There's also taking this way, which comes with a tempo, which I kind of like that too. Man, Then there's just the immediate attack the bishop. Let's say they play queen d7. We could go here. Look at that with the knight f6 threat. They might castle knight f6, move the queen. We take. Okay, maybe knight g5 is it, but then you also allow knight d4. Yeah, this position is getting very wild, very fast. I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure what to do. I like actually taking. I like the tempo, and I like taking away knight d4. Seems kind of weird, but I think I'm going to do it. think I'm going to do it. Because if the knight jumps in and starts forcing trades, that's not what we want, right? I want to leave the pieces on the board. I want to try to attack. That's how you play gambits. Well, that being said, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I guess I'm not really down any. Oh, no, that's a move I didn't think about. Queen out. So they want to take my rook. My question is, what happens? Does the queen get trapped? No, it goes here. But then we can play knight c3. Knight c3, then it goes here. Ooh, wow, all right. It doesn't quite get trapped. How about that? Bishop g5, though. Wait a second, guys. Bishop g5 might just be... So do you guys see the problem for black if I play bishop g5? The problem is you have to keep your queen here pinning my pawn. Otherwise, I'm taking your bishop. And I don't see how they're going to do that. Oh, queen g7 is what they want. Queen g7. Okay, maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. I thought I had a trick, but no. Queen g7 keeps the pin, actually. Okay, I'm not sure, guys. I'm really not sure. I just feel, I don't know. I feel like sacking the rook is the way to go. We sack the rook. We play bishop b2. They take. Knight c3. They move. And I just need some follow-up move to attack. That's what I need. Maybe I don't have it. Knight g5. They're going to castle and get away. We don't want them to castle and get away. Bishop g5. So I have to be careful with bishop g5 because queen g7 does create this battery, right? Which we need to watch out for. That's the thing. Yeah. And the time is starting to tick down, so I'm going to have to make a decision here. All right. We're going to do it. I don't know. I don't really see how else to proceed. So we're going to sack the rook and hope that we can get some nice counterplay. So we're going to go bishop to b2. He's going to take the pawn. And, oh, you know what? Maybe I don't play knight c3. Maybe I play knight g5. No, but knight c3 is a useful move, right? Unless I want to keep the bishop open. Yeah, that's the question. Would you rather keep the bishop open? I have to make a move. Let's go knight g5. Yeah, so I'm explaining a lot. I got to just move a little bit here. We're going to lose on time. But yeah, basically we're just going to try to attack e6. I've got the bishop doing a great job now. Queen's kind of misplaced over here on the side, so I think he's going to have a hard time defending this. I say that. Knight to d4. Okay. Probably have to go here. Probably have to go here. Because I have to keep my bishop defended, right? So that's kind of the only move that I see. I forgot about knight d4 because I can't take it because of the pin. Yeah, black's playing some good moves, actually. Wow, I'm quite impressed. I'm quite impressed. Castles. Okay, that... Is that a good move? Is that a good move? If I take, they're going to take me back. Oof, okay, what do we do here, guys? Knight c3, the queen moves. Still can't win any material. Wow. I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure what to do. All right, let's bring the knight out. Oh, there's knight f3 check. Oh, wait, does that work? Knight f3 takes, take. No, it doesn't. No, okay, we should be fine, but I actually wasn't paying attention. Ooh, my. We're about to lose. We're about to lose this game. Because I'm going to get flagged. Wow. All right. Let's get away from that. I mean, there's still ways that our opponent could mess up, but so far they've been playing pretty solid, I think. Let's see. I want to get my knight to f6. Rook a1. I don't know if we have much of an attack, but it's probably worth a try. Yeah, maybe rook a1 is the way to go. Oh, not anymore. Knight c2. Okay, if I take here, bring my knight to f6, we actually have a good position. So maybe this is the play. I assume they're going to take my pawn. Then we go here. We try to get the knight in. Yeah, that's pretty good for me if I can get the knight to f6. Because then this pawn actually becomes a major threat. Okay, let's do it. Probably my best chance at this point. Okay, so we're going here next. Yeah, rook d7, good move. Man, this guy. They're playing good. I mean, they're playing good chess. I don't know what to say. Playing very good. Rook g2 obviously is coming next, and then I have to go in the corner. I think this is coming next. Am I missing some other move? What else can they play? Okay. Now probably here. I tell you what, 1600s these days. My goodness. Especially in such a tricky opening, too. Don't see that every day. All right. Yeah, I'm just trying to hold on at this point. King h1. They're going to take king h1. I don't know what happens here. It looks like we can play f3 and somehow survive. f3 to block the queen is what I'm thinking. Ah, but we lose the bishop. So maybe we go knight here. Queen here, knight here, maybe? Let's go anyway, just to keep this blocked. Okay, now I can probably safely... Maybe I could have taken it, I don't know though, because this diagonal was open. I almost didn't see that. I almost didn't see that. They're going to take. I guess we take the rook. I mean, they're going to take the rook or take the pawn, I think. But we might actually be able to flag this person if they keep taking 30 seconds every move. I don't know what's going on. He took that. So check, we block. No, we block. Oh, I hung mate. I just hung mate. I just hung mate. Okay. All right. Hold on. What just happened? What just happened? I want to see the game review. Hold on a second. I have to see this. I don't know. Maybe they just played a good game. I'm not sure. Let's reserve judgment until we see the... Yeah, okay. 81. I mean... Yeah, this was a mistake according to Stockfish, although it was the second move. It's the obvious move. So that was... Yeah, knight d4 was a great move. I mean, they didn't play perfectly. They didn't play perfectly, but they played very, very good chess in a very complicated position. Like rook d7 here. What did they see? Yeah, rook g6 is the second move again. I don't know, guys. That was oh, it's a new account. February 2025. All right. All right. We got to report it. We got to report it. Dude. I don't feel so bad now. Okay. Where's my tournament at? Where did my tournament go? Here it is. Yeah, I mean, okay. Of course, I was explaining and taking a lot of time, but I didn't realize I was going to be playing against Stockfish or half Stockfish, whatever you want to call it. So I forgot about these tournaments. You have to watch out. Okay, let's play d4. We'll turn it into a gambit. All right. We're going to attack it. We're going to play f3. Okay, and we are happy if they take us because we can open up here. They don't want to accept the gambit, so they just give us the pawn back right away. That's fine. Oh yeah, no, that game was definitely that was not legitimate. No, that's not 1600 level. 81 accuracy is not like super crazy high, but in a position like that, I wouldn't expect 81 accuracy. I mean, you saw my accuracy. It was like what? I forget, 60 something, 70 something. No, and then they were taking way too long at the end, like on some moves that shouldn't have taken that long. Like, and then it's okay, a couple months old account, like just too many red flags. So this is super passive. I guess we just play. I guess we just go queen d2. Maybe we castle long, and we can. The nice thing about the pawn on f3 is if they ever castle here, we can actually launch an attack with our pawns, right? Because it supports g4. So I don't like knight d5. I don't like knight d5. So I'm going to defend so that if knight d5 happens, I can retreat my bishop, and I've got this ready to recapture. That's my, yeah, there we go. So let me go back, and now whichever way they take, I can take back with my knight. I can keep my pawns. The reason I want to keep my pawns is because I want to castle this way and then launch the attack over here, right? I want an opposite side castle. So they don't have to take, of course, but if they're not, that's fine. We'll just leave it. And whenever they do, we're ready to recapture. Okay, so does that change my plan? Not really. I think we still want to castle. Now, we could delay since black hasn't committed yet, but I'm not like super concerned with an attack, so I think I'll go ahead and castle. I mean, yes, the queen might come over, but I'll just play king b1 to defend here. 1, 2, 3 attackers. I've got 1, 2, 3 defenders on the knight. So if that ends up happening, yes, my pawn structure gets a little bit messed up, but black has to give up a bishop for a knight, which would leave me with the 2 bishops, which means I'm going into an endgame with an advantage. Okay, they don't want to trade. Fine. I think I'll play king b1 anyway. I could also... The problem with a3 is then I'm creating some weaknesses that might be an easy target for this black pawn storm in the future, right? But I don't really want to play a3. I don't love the pin. Yeah, I think we go king b1 for now. It's kind of a waiting move. I'm kind of waiting to see what is black going to do. Are they going to castle? Are they going to do something else? Because I kind of want to know. Okay, they're still waiting, which is, I think, smart on their part. So how do we do this? I mean, one option is queen d3. Why? Because I want to get rid of the pin so that I can either trade this knight or move this knight. And queen d3 seems like a good square to do that. The reason I need to get rid of this is because if I don't move this knight, my bishop is stuck. We don't want to leave that stay. But if I move the knight now, I have a problem on c3. There's too many pieces attacking it, right? So that's why I'm thinking we go queen d3 and figure out what we're doing with our knight. The other option would be to just play g4 or g3 anyway and put the bishop here. That's not crazy either. But I think I'm going to go with queen d3. But, you know, this is probably fine too. Okay, c5. So if we take, his knight's jumping in. What if I take here? And then take? Because now if the knight jumps in, I get a free pawn. Yeah. Okay, so... Trade? Oh, you know what, guys? You know what? There's another move I have here. What else can I do besides take? I mean, I think taking might be good, but there's another move. The move I'm thinking of is here. Why is that such a powerful move? Because now the king has to move and you can't castle if you're black. So now I have a really tough decision because both of these moves look very good for me. And sometimes these are some of the toughest decisions in chess when you have two good options, right? So if we take here and the queen takes, we still win a pawn. Oh no, the queen can't take. There's a bishop here. Okay, so then he's going to take with the bishop or the knight. And then I take the pawn. So I'm winning a pawn. The downside is black will be able to castle and get the king to safety. Yeah, I think this is just too powerful, guys. I think it's just too powerful. This is such an annoying problem for black, right? Do you move your king here and in line with the rook and now you can't castle and you're stuck in the middle? Probably don't want to. Do you move your king here? And now this rook in the corner is basically stuck and can't come. Don't really want to, but you have to. There's only two moves you can play unless you're giving me a knight for free. So it's a really annoying check. And it highlights the dangers of if you wait too long. I mean, they were waiting and waiting and waiting, and guess what? They didn't pay attention to the check. So I think black now has a bad position. Now, the question is, can we take advantage of it, right? There's almost a trapped bishop. I'm just noticing that. The only issue is after the capture, my queen's under attack. If I take, they take, I take, they take, it's I just lose a pawn, basically. I guess there's no way around that, is there? Is there a way around that? I wonder if we could do something with the queen to create a threat that black has to deal with, and then we hit him with a3, or if I could... what if I move my bishop? Okay, because here's what I'm thinking, guys. In this example, takes, 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 takes. If my bishop wasn't on f2, I'd be fine, because I'd be winning a piece. So maybe we go here, and it's actually a sneaky threat of playing a3. You see that? Yes, and like this would actually threaten... It's not checkmate, is it? Yeah, but it's still a pretty good move. So maybe bishop h4. Bishop g3 also is kind of interesting. Huh. Which one? Which one? I don't know. They both look very good. He's going to take. He's probably going to take. So we have to consider what happens there. I jump in with my knight. Where would I rather my bishop be? On h4 or g3? That's the big question, right? Maybe h4. Maybe h4. I like this constant threat of queen e7. All right, let's go bishop h4. So like I said, guys, we're playing bishop h4. But what we're really doing is threatening a3 to trap his bishop. And the reason is because the tactic takes. And there's no longer a bishop sitting there for the pawn to capture. Which means he gets a queen and a pawn, and I get a queen and a bishop. But that only works if I move the bishop away, okay? At the same time, I'm threatening to come in here. So he's probably going to take. They're probably going to take. The reason is your bishop defense, right? And then it's, ooh, okay. So here we go. They fell for the trap, and now I think we just get the bishop. As far as I can tell, we just get the bishop. a3. See how that works? Okay, and then we take back. Of course, they can move their queen, but then we move our queen. We still got the bishop, right? So either way you look at it, we won a piece. So that was a sneaky move that I played, and they didn't see it. Okay, so they decide to take, and so I'm torn now, guys, because I want to trade queens because I'm ahead material. But I think it's more valuable to go here. And the reason is, number one, his king is weak, so we keep the queen on the board. We go for the weak square here. After f6, it made it weak. And I let my bishop out, which is probably more valuable than trading queens. So queen d4 would have been an okay move too, but I think this is definitely the more, what's the word? Technical way to do it. Hey, Rob. Yeah, this is just a random 10-0 rapid arena tournament. There's 2,800 players in it. But yeah, it started a little bit ago. I joined late. I think I missed maybe 30 minutes of it. So, and we haven't won a game yet, so we have 0 points. 0 points. Although, I do believe we played a rice cooker in the previous game. Okay, I want to go queen e6 to just force the king back. And by the way, guys, I should mention, I'm not trying to win this arena tournament. I wanted to play some variety of rating ranges so you can see different mistakes that people make and hear the thought process. That's what I wanted to do here. So, okay, so I wanted to force him back because as long as I keep the king back there, the rook is out of the game, and that's a big deal. This is a big value piece, right? So what I'm thinking now, I mean, of course I could take a pawn, nothing wrong with that. But I really would like more pieces in the attack. So what's the best way to get more pieces in the attack? I'm going to go bishop b5. I'm attacking the knight. I'm also setting up a checkmate if the knight moves. And guess what? This guy is ready to come into the party. So I don't know how black's going to deal with all this stuff at the same time. I mean, there's a lot of things happening. I think a lot of people would be tempted to play queen takes d5, which is arguably a fine move, but when you start to learn how to bring in more pieces, that's when your attacking just gets really, really good, right? Same concept. I could trade. I could take a pawn, but what if I bring another piece in? Now, the only downside this time is it does allow black the queen trade. So I think I'm going to make an exception here and take the pawn, not because I care so much about the pawn, but because I care about not trading queens. I want to use my queen to checkmate his king, right? So that's why I'm going to do this now, and I didn't do it before, okay? And now I have the threat of the rook coming over. Look at my bishops. My bishops are amazing. My queen's amazing. My knight's amazing. Notice how, like, slowly all of my pieces are just becoming, like, just perfectly positioned, right? And we're gradually taking over the board, essentially. So knight e3 is actually maybe just a winning threat if we can do it. But also this. Okay, so he attacks my queen. So it also defends. That's a good move. That's a good move. Yeah, that's a good move. So I think maybe we just retreat. Don't see any immediate moves. Yeah, let's just retreat to a nice square, keeping it on this diagonal, getting away from the knight, keeping control of this. Yeah, that's a good square. You know, it keeps this defended if I need that for some reason, keeps my king safe. And again, rook e1 is back on the table here, and that's going to be a killer. I don't see how black's going to stop it. I mean, they could play some random g5 or whatever, but we just retreat. a6, probably just retreat. I don't even know if I'll retreat. On a6, I might just leave it and play rook e1. Okay, so again, we don't really want to trade queens. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I am up a piece, but I would like to find a different move if possible. Ooh, and I think... Oh, I was going to say rook e1 takes check. It's not checkmate, though. It's not checkmate. But it's still a very good position for me. So, okay, I know I said I wanted to keep the queens on the board, but the thing about check is it doesn't really accomplish anything. He's just going to go back, and I don't want to repeat the position. So, yeah, I think rather than taking, I will use this opportunity to get another piece. It does allow a queen trade, but you know, my position is still going to be great. And it's a big question. How do we take back? Normally, I would say with the knight because I want to keep my pawns. But in this case, I really like my knight as an aggressive piece here. I think I'm going to make an exception, give myself the doubled pawns. Also, there's 2 against 2, right? So as far as an endgame is concerned, my 2 pawns will still stop these 2 pawns. So it's not a huge deal. I really, like I said, I really like my knight here. So I didn't want to just retreat that. Okay, do we have a tactic? Check, king moves. No, don't quite see it just yet. So I'm just going to step back, still keeping these options open. And I mean, black's position is a mess primarily because the rooks are not involved. You compare that to my rooks. Also, I'm up a piece, right? I have 3 against 2 pieces. So put all those things together. We have a great position. Time. Okay, we're a little bit down on time, but this is an easy position to play. We don't really have weaknesses that we have to worry about. You compare this to the last position where I was like, there was like checkmate threats and pieces hanging everywhere. Very different than here, where it's like, what do we don't really have anything to worry about. Kevin, thank you. Appreciate that. I'm thinking about going here. I mean, I'm okay if he trades this bishop at this point. Check here takes... Could also go here. I'll just let him trade. It's fine. Undoubles my pawns. We're up a piece, so trading is good. Thanks, Kevin, for the super chat. Okay. Moves his king. Yep, makes sense. So I really would love to see my knight get here. Unfortunately, I can't move my knight that way. So I don't know. I'll just push a pawn. Probably bring my king up to support. I like that his bishop doesn't really have too many places. Yeah, he can go there, but that's about it. I think I'm going to move my king. It's nice to keep your king off the color of the bishop so you don't like walk into any tactics, right? Let's go here. And he did, you know, finally get his rooks into the game. So good job to black. Unfortunately, because he's down a piece, you know, it's still kind of a lost cause. But kudos to black for giving it their best. Okay, this might be a threat soon, so let's keep an eye on that. How do we... Okay, I'm going to actually go b6, and I want to put my bishop here. And what that's going to do is totally shut down black's rook. And that there's not going to be any way for him to get rid of this unless he wants to sack his rook. I also get control. Okay, that might be a smart move. I don't know. What if I just attack it? Can I make it go back and then block it off? Oh, I actually have rook e7. No, rook e7 wins a piece. Okay, there you go. There we go. That's what we needed. So, okay, we just take it. Fine. Let's go here. Look at this double attack. Look at this double attack. Now we can invade. We can take the pawn, get a queen, or play g4 and maybe just checkmate with the rooks is another option. Yeah, I might do that instead. Let's play g4. I'm going to let him take everything. I'm just going to go checkmate over here. So it's like a mating net. I don't think the king can really get out of it. Okay, you can try that, but let me go check, and I guess we'll push the pawn now. So he did get away from the mate, unfortunately, but it's fine. Take this pawn next, I think. This pawn. Then this pawn. Okay, I'll just move my king up. All right, good game to our opponent. And let's go ahead and jump to the next game. So we got a victory. All right. First victory. First victory. Playing in 1800. Okay, good. The account's been around for a little bit. Let's play e5. We'll try to see if we can play an interesting opening here. Oh, you know what I used to play a long time ago, guys, that I haven't played? The Latvian Gambit, f5. And when they take, I played this knight c6, but it's a crazy opening. It looks like, what are we doing? We're going to break like every rule in chess here. We're going to break all the principles. We're not developing. We're opening up our king. We're making too many pawn moves. I mean, you name it, we're doing it. Okay, he plays a passive move. This is not the white's best move. And now I can defend my pawn. They should actually take and then go for the queen h5, and it's a big mess. But this is easy to play for us. It's kind of like a king's gambit now, except from black's perspective. And I am going to go with bishop b4. And what I want to do here is actually take and take. And you're going to see why in just a second. Because if I take, the knight can't take because it's pinned, so you have to take with the pawn. And then when I take here, you'll notice white's going to have doubled pawns, an isolated pawn, you know, really, really bad pawn structure. And my pawns are going to be nice and pretty. And so that's kind of the threat that we're going for, okay? I don't really know how they can stop it. Not easily, anyway. This is why this d3 move wasn't really good. Okay, so they're trying to, but I don't know if that actually works. So we need to calculate. This is a moment where you need to pause and you need to calculate. Okay, you need to calculate takes, takes, takes. And you need to make sure you understand what's going on. So of course, if they take me, I win a queen. That's easy enough. The big question is, what if they take my queen? I take their queen. So at that moment, we are, let's see, up a pawn. They can take, then we're even. I can take, mess up the pawn structure, mess up the pawn structure. They have the bishop paired. I've totally ruined the pawn structure. So as far as I can tell, that's a good move. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. They also could take first. Maybe that's what they want to do. In which case, I would have to recapture. They recapture. Okay, so maybe queen d2 you can get away with. Maybe. Okay, so and here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I don't really want to take this unless I'm sure I'm getting a good position, because if not, I'm just opening up their bishop, which is the bad bishop right now. I don't want to open up a bad bishop for no reason, so I think I'm going to just castle. I think I'm just going to castle. Leave that guy there. Make them figure out how to solve this problem themselves. And yeah, we'll go from here. Somebody asking about what's it showing next to the profile picture. That's how many points I have. So the 2 means I have 2 points because I won the other game. And I think 160 is my place in the tournament. So out of, what is it? Oh, there's 3,400 people now. Out of 3,400 people, I believe I'm in place number 160, so you don't need a ton of points. I think that's what that means. Yeah, although my opponent's 174 with 0 points. So I guess there's a lot of people with 0 points, I guess is what that means. Okay. Yeah, they're going to force the issue, and so I either have to commit to do it now or go back and make them chase me around. Takes. I don't think that's good for us. Is it? Takes. Probably not. Did anything change about that? Actually, now it's a little bit different because now I have this. Here's what I'm thinking about. Like, if this happens, 95 looks like a pretty strong move for them, actually, because they have a pin. You know, I don't know if I want to let that happen. So that's why I'm pausing here to think through. Do we give up the bishop or not? Yeah, I think we do. I don't think we want the knight landing on d5. But again, I don't think I'm doing it. I don't want that bishop to come out. I don't want that bishop to come out. So when they take back with the queen, I'm just going to go here. I'm just going to go here. Keep it nice and solid. Keep them with the bad bishop. And I'm pretty happy with my position. Maybe now I'll play queen e8 to get away from the pin. Let's see what they're going to do. If they're going to castle queenside or just move the bishop to a passive square. First place in the tournament is the new account rated 500 with 11 out of 11. Yes. Very interesting, isn't it? All right, he goes bishop e2. So now, you know, if I take, he's wasted time if he ever does bring the bishop there. So now maybe I will. I do have this threat. Takes. And if you move, I take that. You take, yeah, it's a little bit more appealing now than it was before. The other option is h6, and we force them to just trade. Yeah, maybe we just do that. And the reason it's forcing them to trade, well, you guys should be able to see that, right? Why can't they go back? Why can't they go back? That's right. We go g5, f4. We trap it. Noah's Ark trap, or a variation of the Noah's Ark trap, I guess it's called. And the bishop's gone, so they're going to take us. I guess they could go back here, but I don't think this player is going to do that. Probably going to take, so I'll recapture with the queen. Okay, so I'm really happy with this position because white's bishop is bad. Look at the pawns here in the center. It's blocking it. My bishop is good. Look at this. Beautiful diagonal, right? So opening is a huge success for us. And it's because white was afraid to take it. It's because they were afraid to take it. You have to take this one way or the other. You can't really play d3 and get into a good position. h4. Wow, what a move. Okay. So that tells me they're not castling this way. They're either going to stay there or they're going to go this way and they want to attack me. That's what that tells me. Fine. Is now the moment or not? I could just wait. Maybe I'll just wait one more move. Get my bishop in position first. Maybe I will, you know, okay, if they castle, maybe I'll just start an attack over here. How would we do that? I'd love to get my pawn to b4 and just bust things open. The only problem is my knight is undefended. Which makes me wonder if I should have played bishop d7 with the idea of meeting this with the pawn storm. But we might have other options too. Let's see. Like, I wonder about just jumping my knight in. They do castle. You know what? Can we take and go check? Can we take, go check and win a pawn? No, there's knight d2. Wait, knight d2 loses to this. Queen e3. I get the really bad pawn structure. But can we take advantage of that is the question. I don't know if we can easily take advantage of that. Don't really want to trade queens in that situation. Yeah, maybe I should have played bishop d7 because I would love to in this position just play b5. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, I probably should have played bishop d7 in hindsight. Okay, well, we learned something. I don't want to take. I don't want to take. It opens up everything. It opens up everything. So what do we do is the question. How do we launch these pawns with the knight causing us problems? If I jump in, takes, I'm actually happy to sacrifice that. So maybe we play knight to d4, we take, and then we just launch them then. Yeah, let's do it. So this is a sacrifice, okay? If white wants to, they can take and take. But I'm totally happy with that because there's a king there that I would be able to attack, right? So if I don't think white's going to do that, but if they do, I'll be more than happy. Yeah, that's right, Rob. I was software engineer, and then so actually my first job and when I was still in high school was mowing lawns. I used to really enjoy that. And then I got a job at a manufacturing plant. Good friend of mine, his dad owned a manufacturing plant, and I was in like an assembly line. And I got really good at it, but I just got so bored. Like just doing the same thing over and over and over again. It was like first day, and I was tired of, like 8 hours of just doing the same thing. I'm like, nope, this is not where I'm going to be spending my life. It was good. It was a good first job, but and I was glad, but it's one of the cool things about chess, right? Like it's like every game is different. Okay, guys, I think we just take and win the pawn. So finally, I'm going to take. All right, the whole game I've been looking at it. Finally, I think now is the moment because I do get something in return. Now, you might be wondering about the d4 pawn, but I don't think they can take it because the bishop's going to be hanging. So it does look like I win a pawn. What language did I code in? I didn't really do too much coding. It was more like maintenance on things, and I worked with a reporting tool called Cognos, where it was like creating dashboards for the company that would show, just like reports on different things. And so a lot of it was kind of like drag and drop stuff. Let's take the pawn. And then some SQL. We had like a lot of database stuff, so queries in SQL basically. So we won the pawn, and things are looking good. And like this is actually really instructive, I think, guys. Like my plan, I said, was I wanted to attack over here, right? But when I noticed that they gave me this pawn, I was like, well, I'm gonna change my plan and do something else. And you have to be flexible when you play chess because you never know what your opponent's gonna do. And if you go into a game or even a position and say, I'm going to do this every time, no matter what, usually that just doesn't end well. Like you have to be able to react and see what the position is telling you, like, hey, this is what you should do, right? Okay. Why do I not want to take that? Why do I not want to take a free pawn? Free pawn. It's a poison pawn, probably. Because after, like, one of these rooks moves over, probably this one to avoid the trade, what am I going to do? There's a rook. There's a queen, which can now take the pawn, because once I move my queen, like, it's just going to be bad news. So what am I going to do instead? Here, forcing a queen trade. Remember, I'm up material now. If you count the pawns, we've got 6 against 7. If I think that's 7, 2, 4, 6, 7, yeah. So trading into an endgame makes sense. And they kind of have to, because if, well, I don't know, maybe they can defend somehow, but it seems like they need to try to take and then somehow see if they can win that pawn. That's probably White's best plan if my pawn is overextended. But even in that endgame, this is an isolated pawn. I feel like my bishop is still better than White's bishop, so everything is looking good so far. Okay, obviously we take back. Someone said my pawns are doubled and weak. So, okay, interesting thing about doubled pawns is they're not always weak if they're connected doubled pawns. Because I could easily play c5, right? And we have this boom, boom, boom. Everybody defends. So it's not as bad as when they're isolated. Like if this pawn disappears, then they're very weak. But if they're connected, you can set up a nice little, you know, whatever that's called, and it's not that bad for you. Okay, let's, first of all, do we have a tactic? No, because he takes, and then White somehow is surviving. If we take, don't know if I love that. I kind of feel like we could maybe let him take, and then we invade on the 7th is one idea. What if I bring this rook? Takes. I don't think he's going to take this way. I think he's going to try to go here and use the rook to take my pawn. Is there a way to defend that? I don't think there is. No, I don't think there is. Yeah, I'm going to just bring this rook over and basically plan on meeting this with rook. Probably rook f7. And the idea is just activating my pieces as much as I can and getting ready to put pressure on that weak isolated pawn. So yeah, rook f2 looks pretty solid. Maybe rook f4 also is not a bad idea. It goes there. So hold on, let's see. If I go here, I think I lose, yeah, I lose a piece. I lose my bishop. So we can't go bishop g4. If he takes, and we go into that endgame, I'd like to keep some pieces on the board if possible. So I think I'll trade one to avoid the double trade. Now we can at least keep one rook on. And okay, interesting. So this is sort of still a weakness. There's like this plan for him to take it, or this plan. So d5 with the idea of d4 to defend. Takes. Now my rook backs it up and we have pressure here. Now they don't have to take me, but otherwise I'm taking anyway. It still looks pretty, or maybe just pushing. So c3 to stop me from pushing, I'd probably just play c5, and I still want to go there. Because if I can get this pawn defended, now it's no longer a liability for me. It's maybe an asset that I can push down the board, right? So d4... And I think another plan could have been rook f8 to try to come up after this guy also. But maybe I'll do both, you know? Maybe I'll defend this for... Okay, so they do take. So now we've got some support, so it's a little bit more difficult for White to take the pawn. And it's probably time to activate the old king. Of course, let's keep an eye on the tactics, but I have some time, so it's you can't go there immediately. Even if you could, I have g6. But you know, whenever you put two pieces on the same color as the bishop, you gotta watch out. Let's go. Now I feel safe on the dark square. Okay, he goes there. I'm not sure. I think I still want my king here. Maybe g5. Because the rook's going to try to come in. Huh. Could also go this way and try to hunt the pawns with the king. I'm anticipating this. We can always play rook g7. Yeah, let me try this, guys. I'm going to see if I can sneak in here. Because the king is actually very good at hunting pawns like this if you can get close. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to be able to do it. So this is going to be a very nice square for my king, I think. Okay. Could also just keep the rook tied down. Maybe that's even better. Maybe that's even better, because if you can't use your rook, that's bad news for white. Let's do that. They could sack a pawn, but then everything falls apart. So this seems like the best square for my king. Now I can probably go here. Let me just shut down some of this expansion. And then rook f4. Okay, they stopped me. Tricky position. Here, let me see. What am I want to do? Oh, c3. Oh, I only have 19 seconds? Wow, I didn't actually realize. All right, it's fine. We're going to go hunt the pawns. I think this is a good plan. Let's hunt the pawns. Okay, defend. Now we want to push, so let's see. This one maybe? Let's go with a check. All right, we're going to have to give him that one. That's fine. We'll sack this rook. We'll make him sack his rook, and we should be okay here, I think. Oh, this is actually a little bit more interesting than I wanted it to be. Okay. Yeah, all right. Probably could have done that differently, but you know what? We got to keep it interesting. We got to keep it interesting. All right. We got 5 points. We got 5 points. Ooh, and we get a 2200. Okay, so this is obviously much stronger player. So I'll probably play my main opening here, the Scotch game against this person. Bishop c5 and knight f6 are the two moves. So okay, we go back. We bring out our knight. I expect one of these guys now. We're going to go queen e2, and it's a weird move, but we're setting up to castle queenside quickly so we can attack. Exactly, and now we can go with the bishop out. Okay. Ooh, I have to remember. Do I go e3 or h4? Oh, man. I don't remember, guys. I'm going to go e3. I don't remember. There's some theory where you do go to h4. I'm not sure if this is the moment or not. Since I don't remember, I think this is the safer choice. So now probably just f3. Alternatively, if I take and castle, then that's defended as well. All right, let's take and castle. Take and castle. Okay. So yeah, this is what we want, basically. We're going to look for some sort of pawn storm, and should be a nice, interesting game. Okay, queen e7, all right. So 1, 2, 3. I think they are threatening to take that, so I'll probably just play this move to defend. And also it sets up g4. Sorry, it sets up g4, h4, g5. And I'm going to play this move. It's a very useful move, I think. It gets away from the diagonal, so there's no checks in the future. It gives you support on this pawn, so if your knight ever needs to move, you don't have to worry about the rook coming down immediately. So I think it's a good move. Goes bishop e6. Fine. And now it's probably the moment we go g4 and we start the attack here. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. I see this being a very interesting game. And I will try to get this bishop into the game at some point, but right now the best plan is to push the pawns, I think. We can always go bishop g2 if we need to, but maybe the queen ends up moving and we put the bishop somewhere else. I don't know. Let's just keep our options open. Okay, they want to go here, it looks like, which... Okay, that's probably smart. Oh, I mean, I don't think it changes my plan. We still want to attack here. We still want to attack. Okay, they're trying to stop this move, but did they stop it is the question. What's the idea? They want to push by? And then f4, they want to jump a piece here. Makes sense. So what are my options? Knight d5 seems reasonable to try to get rid of this bishop and plant my knight on a nice square. Then the rook could come up. f4, we need support on g4, so I'd have to play bishop h3 one way. Yeah, knight d5. I think I like knight d5. Let's see, queen d7. Does that concern me? Oh, queen d7, actually. Hold on. Got to be careful here, actually. We got to be a little careful. Maybe I don't want to play knight d5 just yet. Yeah, f4 takes. This is okay. I'm gonna play bishop h3. I think I'm going to do that. So what I'm trying to do is set up f4. Okay, if I can set up f4, then they can't take because it's now defended. The knight moves somewhere. Let's say here, and then I was gonna play f5, g5, and just bust everything open. Now I did consider this move, and my plan was to play f4 anyway. My plan was to play f4 anyway. And if they take, I take, they take. Somehow I feel like it should be good for us. I just feel like I should do it. I'm not even calculating everything. I just feel like I should do it. Kevin, just cuz. Hey, thanks, man. Second big super chat from Kevin. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. See if we can win this game. See if we can win this game for Kevin. Some sort of brilliant sacrifice. Oh, why did he do that? Why did he do that? I'm not sure. That feels weird. Now, maybe he's worried about the bishop getting attacked or something. I don't know. Now, this is tough. Okay, normally you want to take towards the center. But in this position, I don't exactly love that. So I think I'm going to take this way. Now, I am going to have to be careful for this diagonal, but I do have the light squared bishop, black's queen. I don't think they can take advantage of it. There's also the d3 square, but I think I'd rather have the option to play moves like a3 and a4 in the future and shut down this file. So that's why I'm taking this way and breaking the rule. So that's why they did it. They wanted to go there and not get forked. Okay. And then what if I just move and defend? Like what is black's plan against this one? Just move and defend. We get away from the fork. And we're going to keep attacking. Alexandra, hey, thank you. Appreciate that. In honor of Kevin. All right. This is going to be Kevin's game. We got to win it for him. Okay. He goes all the way back. All right. I like knight d5, jumping my knight in. I don't want to go here and give up this square. g5, I don't think we're quite ready for it. So maybe rook g1 to somehow set that up. You know, I say that, but actually takes here. Wait a second, guys. Wait a moment. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, here's my plan. Here's my plan. We give him the pawn. If they don't take it, I'm going to bust them up. We give him the pawn. We jump in here. You can't take me with your knight because of the knight on h7. If you take with the pawn, I'm just somehow, some way, we're gonna get to that king. Also, there's queen h5, which is very dangerous for black. Oh, I didn't consider knight h4. Although I don't think knight h4 works. We have a check, and then we take here, and then again the rooks come over. So they go knight f8. But wait a second, guys. Wait a second. Okay, we have... Okay. Oh. Sometimes I get so excited, and I don't know what to do. All right. Queen h5 looks amazing because we're setting up the checkmate threats. Now, they're covered in temporarily, but we can deal with that. So queen h5 definitely looks very good. This also looks good because it just, like, stops any shenanigans. And then if the queen takes, we bring the other rook over. But, knight d5, don't see exactly why. I think it's got to be queen h5. I think it's got to be queen h5. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, guys, tilted. Sorry about that, man. Emad, hey, thank you. 3 rapid losses in a row. Yeah, that hurts. I know the feeling. Go watch the last stream if you... All right, guys, wait a second. If we take knight takes, queen goes down... Is this guy really going to get away with that? Is he really going to get away with that? I think we need more pieces, my friends. I think we need... Oh, I almost have a beautiful checkmate. Look at this. Queen sack, bishop h7. Except it's not checkmate because the knight takes me. But, that's super close. We're going to go bring the other rook over. We're going to bring the other rook over. Aaron, remind me to come back to your question. Let's see if we can finish this game off here in style. Oh man, there's gotta be something, right? This one doesn't work, even though I wish it did. This one takes. He's going to somehow get away. That's amazing. No. Is there no way to bust through here, guys? There must be. There must be something I'm missing. Takes, if you take with the pawn, I go check. You go here. I don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't see it. My plan is to come over here. I think I need more pieces. This is the only piece I have left, so this has to be enough. We have to make it work now. It's amazing that you'd think there'd be some way, but the problem is every time the knight recaptures, it opens up an escape route for the king. That's my problem, right? Don't know how to fix that. Do you worry that playing the Stonewall exclusively is why it will limit the types of positions you're exposed to? Yeah, that's a good question. Yes, that absolutely is a thing, and that's true for any opening, actually. If you only play one opening all of the time, you're going to get positions related to that opening. And it's tough, right? Because if you want to improve as a whole, you need to diversify your openings. But the problem with that is you're going to lose a lot, right? You're going to play positions that you've never seen before. You're going to lose. You got to spend time learning them. Now, overall, it's going to make you a good player, but it's a lot of work, and it's tough. I don't know. We got to go for it. There's something happening here with the pin, but we got to go for it. Somehow we got to make this work. I don't know what it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be knight takes. But yeah, rook e4, knight takes. Okay, queen f6. Takes. Check the runs. So what's the move? What's the move, guys? What is it? I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, no. Oh, man. All right. Hold on. So I'm opening up this for the knight. I don't know if that's what I need or not, but I'm just trying. You can't move your knight because you get checkmated, right? You can't do that. Rook a8. I guess we can meet it with a3 or a4. But I don't know what black's going to do. Knight h5, the queen just moves. I don't really see the win there. Wow, it's amazing that this h file is open and he somehow is defending. It's actually incredible. Surely there's a way. But what is it? Takes, check. I just don't see anything. Okay, he does do that. So let's just play a3 for now. Takes. Check, he goes there. Whoa. Oh man, what is happening now? He wants to checkmate me? Is it checkmate though? uh All right, I gotta move. I'm gonna flag. Okay, how do we win? How do we win, guys? Where's the win? Where's the win? He might have checkmate. He might. I'm not sure. Yeah, he does. Oh, because I can't go here. I thought I could go to D3, guys. I threw it away. I threw it away. Man. Yeah, well played. They defended super nice. Yeah, we lost because we lost the queen. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Maybe I should have taken some more time, but I just didn't see anything. I don't know. This will be an interesting one to check. I'm sure Stockfish has some brilliant ideas in mind. Let's just try one last ditch attempt here, but yeah, this is lost. This is lost. Just gonna block. I can't do anything. Yeah. Okay, I want to check this game. I feel like surely we had something there. Where's my game review button? Wait, where's the game review? They don't show it in the this format. Okay, let me go get it over here. All right, let's see, guys. Let's see what happened here. No, I don't want to see that. I want to see this. Oh man, I thought we were gonna win that game. I really did. They played a good game. I'll show you the game review. They played a solid game. Yeah, we were winning, though. We were totally winning. So what did I miss? What did I miss? Okay, bishop h4 was the move. I mean, we got the position I wanted. Right around here, we got the position I wanted. Yeah, this was exactly right. We're doing great. Okay. Queen h5. Yep, totally. It was taking. It was taking. See, my intuition was telling me don't block the file, Nelson. Don't block the file with your pawn. But it was the best move. The other thing, oh, and why didn't I think about this? Rook d2 to h2, creating the triple battery, because now I don't know what black's going to do. Some random things. Guess what? Look at this beautiful checkmate. I needed that. It's called the Alekine's gun when you have all three pieces in a line. I needed the Alekine's gun. That's what I missed. Oh, guys, that's not that hard to think about either. I just, for some reason, overlooked it. That's what it was. And then even here, I'm still winning. If I play Rook F1. So just changing. Yeah, this Rook, I guess, wasn't doing anything. So I needed to find a new way for it to be effective. That's what it was. Okay. And then I blundered here, yeah. I blundered. Even here, if I play E5, I'm still winning. How about that? What's the point? What's the point? Oh, this is not checkmate? This is not checkmate? Dude, I thought surely this is going to lead to some sort of a mate. No. Oh, wow. You just run. Look at that. What's the significance of playing E5? What's the significance of this? Because now... What am I missing? What? Now I lose. Wait, what? E5 takes. What's the deal here? Oh. Oh, because we want to block with the bishop. That's why we push the pawn. Look at that. Oof. All right, that's next level right there, guys. That is next level. Okay. Man, this tournament is tough. This tournament is tough. Wait, how do I get back to... I keep clicking away from the tournament. Oh, it's gone. Where'd it go? Here we go. There's 2 minutes left. Should I even try to play another game in 2 minutes? It's going to get aborted. Let's go. Oh, it's the same person? Are you serious? I have to win in 2 minutes. Oh, no. It's a new player. Okay. We have 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Let's go. We got to play fast. We got to play super fast. We got to just get these pieces out. We got to go for a really quick checkmate. 2 minutes. Uh-oh. I didn't expect that move. Knight c6 and e5. Okay. He's probably going to take me here. Oh, okay. So we have some sort of a weird Scotch. 1 minute and 45 seconds. It's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen. Maybe a fishing pole trap. Maybe he plays h6. The only way I could see that we could potentially win in 2 minutes. Yeah, h6, h4. Have to go for it. I think the games end instantly, I believe. Yeah, it's going to end in 1 minute, 20 seconds. It's not going to happen. Oh, he moves. Okay, we got to take. H6. There we go. Let's go. This is the only way. Take it. Come on. No, dude. What are you doing? We don't have time for this. We don't have time for this shenanigans. Just take the bishop. No. Okay. 50 seconds. 50 seconds. Take my bishop. Thank you. Now we can go for it. 40 seconds, guys. 40 seconds. Check. Okay, let's just move. 35 seconds. Come on. Oh, what is this? He doesn't want me to go there. 24 seconds? No, it's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen. Oh. What happens if I wait 10 seconds? Does the game get aborted? He just mated me. He just mated me in 2. I'm going to wait. I don't want to lose points. And I was playing recklessly anyway. I think it's going to get aborted. No? The game counts? Oh no. Okay. It's aborted. Whew. All right. That was scary. So 255th place. Man, that was scary. Well, do I have King E2 to actually survive? Yeah, but it's no, I'm still gonna lose. I'm still gonna lose because takes. It's just a losing position. I don't get mated instantly, but all right. Well, I hope you guys had fun. Wow, oh, 564. The player who won was rated 564. Wow. So that's the thing about these arena tournaments. They pair you based on your rating, I guess. So it's not necessarily an advantage to be a high rated player because you have to play all the high rated players, and then there's some random 500s who are just like winning a bunch of games quickly, probably playing the fried liver attack or something. All right, somebody. Oh, was it Kevin? Did Kevin gift all the memberships? Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. Oh yeah, Kevin with the 20 gifted memberships. All right, appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, I am going to give you guys a puzzle. So hold on. We haven't done this in a while, but I've got the Brilliant Endgames book. So I need a number. I need a number. Somebody give me a number. And if you say one that's already been done, I won't use it. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it. Okay. Somebody, let's see. Somebody said 22. Did we? Oh, we've done 22. Kevin says 31. All right, Kevin gets to choose this stream. 31. 31 we have not done. All right, let's see what it is. 31. Here we go. Okay, white's playing win. Let me pull up the analysis board. So let me go set up position. Let's clear the board. All right, white's going forward. White has one pawn and a rook and a king, obviously, over here. Whoa. Oops, sorry. Okay, that's all the pieces that white has. Black has a lot of pieces. Knight, knight, bishop. Oh, I think I've seen this puzzle. I think this is a good one. I mean, they're all pretty good, but I think I remember this one. Okay, here we go. So it's white to play and win. Oh, Stockfish thinks it's a draw. So we'll have to check if there's a mistake or if Stockfish is not understanding. Let me make sure I'm not missing any pieces. No, this is it. This is it. Okay, so white to play and win. Let me put the white wins up there. Let me turn this off for just a second. Okay, white to play and win, guys. This pawn is going forward. This pawn is going here, so you got to watch out for this. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to take a short break, get some grapes. I'll be back, and you guys can solve this for me. All right? White to play and win. All right, folks. As promised, got the grapes. And let's see what's going on. So, I'm going to click load. Yeah, Stockfish thinks it's a draw. Stockfish definitely thinks it's a draw. And it says F7. So this is the Stockfish line. F7. Oh, never mind. Sorry. I was going to... Okay. Well, spoiler alert, the move is F7. Stockfish initially thinks it's a draw, and then it finds something down the road where it realizes it's a win. Okay, so black has a pawn that's about to become a queen. I mean, what's wrong with just the obvious, like, let's stop the pawn? Knight G6 attacks us, gets a grip on this. We can try to push. The king just moves. I don't know what's going on, and we can't really do anything here because this is covered. Yeah, I think the safest thing to do here is just let's just read the solution. Let's just read it. Okay. Black's pieces fight vainly to keep the rook from getting to the king. But each time one door shuts, another one opens. So F7. Okay. So black says, if I don't take it, you're going to get a queen. And even if I get a queen, it doesn't matter because this is checkmate. Okay? So that's kind of the first thing. Even though black gets the queen first, you still lose. Therefore, black says, okay, I will just take it. Seems reasonable. Like, you have all these pieces, you give up one. Okay, great. So what does white play? That is correct. Rook to g4. You're going for checkmate. And I presume there is a reason why we choose rook g4 instead of rook g5. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. Let me see. Oh, it's because knight b3. Of course. Knight b3 stops that easily. Okay, so we go here instead. Okay. So black says, no problem. Bishop to b3 takes away the checkmate. Okay, what do we do now? Yep, some people are saying it. Rook g1. And guess what? We're threatening checkmate. Again. And if they get a queen, we just take it. And we still have the same threat. So that doesn't really help them. So they move the knight, and it's covered. Save the knight, move the knight. Okay, fine. Now, do you remember what I said earlier? Rook g5 was not good because the knight. Guess what? No more knight b3. There's no more knight b3. However, there's a pawn sitting here and the bishop. So they say that no problem. Block it off. Now what? Yeah, so we've been trying to checkmate here all different ways, right? Like attacking on all these different ranks. Now we change our strategy. We go king b6. And we cut off the king this way. And we're coming in this way. Brilliant. Except, wait a second. d4. They stop us again. So what's the winning move for white? We go back. We go back to c7. Because now, the only thing that stopped us before was this pawn, which has now been moved forward. And they can't stop the checkmate. You can move your king there. It doesn't help. You can block with some pieces if you want to delay the game a little bit. But apart from that, you can go here. It's checkmate. Very nice. Good pick. Good pick, Kevin. So, hopefully you guys can appreciate that. Pretty nice idea. Yeah, what's the question? Crazy Run fan, what's the question? I covered this in a video, yeah. I thought so. It looks familiar. I thought I did. All right. Question is after bishop b3. So, wait, hold on. We took. Can we go here immediately? Ah, good question. Like, why do you have to go here and make the knight move? Because this is already covered. Very good question. The answer, apparently, is this crazy move, bishop d5. And you can't take it because the knight still gets to b3, and now you have a problem. Apparently, once the knight gets to b3, it solves all of black's issues. So you have to go from here back to g4, and essentially you get the same position. You have to go to g1. So it's yeah, nice idea, nice question, but no, bishop d5, amazing move by black. All right, cool. So what I'm going to do now is just play some regular games. Tournament's over, so we'll just play some rapid games. We'll try to get some points back. Actually, I want to check something. Is that person... Okay, yeah. Let me... I just want to check that first game. Did that player win all their games, or what did they look like? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Look at their next game. 98.3 accuracy. Let's take a look at this one. 98.3 accuracy. Okay. It's a pretty easy game, so we can't tell too much from that. Let me see. The only thing we might be able to tell is the time usage. Let's check the time usage. So right here, I would probably think a little bit. They do. Play that pretty quickly. Okay, so if you're going to play bishop f7 check, you should play the next move pretty quickly. Let's see. No, that's too slow. See that? This would be the moment you would think. And then once you see what's going on, you would play these moves quickly, right? They spent way too long, I think. Let's check the next one. Again, this would be a very quick move. Let's see. Yep, definitely. You see that, guys? Definitely rice. Here they finally played sort of quickly, but no, that's too long. Yeah, definitely feel like my report was valid. All right. Here we go. Okay, we're going to play a Dutch. And we go here because we want control of these light squares. We want to get rid of this knight so that our bishop and our knight can just dominate these squares, essentially. And I will go ahead and take it just to double up the pawns. And now we go here. Now, I think I'm going to force the issue here. I'm just wondering if I should castle first. Yeah, let me castle first. Okay, and now definitely I think I'm going to... It's not the only move. You could also play Queen E8. Okay, let's go Queen E8. So I get out of the pin. Now I'm threatening knight E4. But if they take me, it starts a rook lift. And we're going to think about attacking somehow. Maybe we push the pawns. Maybe we use the queen and the rook and the bishop. Okay, so d6 comes to mind to force the knight to move. I can go here first and then d6. Does it matter? Okay, let's go here first, and then I guess we play d6. Whoa. What is this? What is this? It has to be a blunder, right? It has to be a blunder. It has to be. Why do I say that? Because if I play g6, you have two pieces under attack. What are you going to sack here? That doesn't help you. Are you going to move one and let me take? That doesn't help you. I have no idea. It looks like a blunder. It looks like a massive blunder. So their logic was that they wanted to play bishop f3, but they thought that by going here first and inducing this move, that's good for them. Okay, that's quite interesting. So what do we do now? Well, we could play d6 and chase the knight. That's one thing. There is a pin, so okay, maybe it wasn't such a terrible blunder. I am wondering, can I just take this? No, I think I like d6. I think we want to get rid of this knight. And I'm happy, you know, just to recapture somehow here. So let's, oops, let me not pre-move that. I just want to get rid of the knight. The issue with taking here is the queen just moves, and then after I take and take, my knight is kind of stranded. Actually, even like, for example, queen c2, takes, and my knight is actually trapped. Okay, maybe not. No, but I didn't have this because I didn't play d6. Yeah, my knight would have been trapped. You guys see that? Takes here. Takes. Knight has nowhere to go. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. So I'm thinking of an interesting move. I don't know if it's a good move, but bishop c6. What's the point? Well, my bishop's now defended, so this is no longer pinned. So I could take either one of these pieces now and not lose my bishop. Okay. I guess I maybe overlooked the idea of just taking this and then going back. I guess I do actually win a pawn that way. Okay, let's just verify it. Can they do this? Takes. I move, they take, I take. What's the material count? I get a queen and a bishop. Yeah, that should be good for me. Okay, maybe I overlooked this, guys. Okay, I guess we can do it. So my idea is that the line that I showed you earlier, I don't have to take, right? And allow my knight to get trapped. I just move it back, essentially. So I don't like this bishop h6 move. But I think I'm going to play king g7 and use my king to control these weaknesses. c5. I don't think it's a huge deal. Let's do that. So now h6 is an option for me. I don't have to worry about that anymore. The only thing that would be bad is if this gets opened up, right, and the queen comes in. But if this ever happens, I can always play e5. Shut it down. Right? And unless white's going to sack some pieces, I don't see how that's going to work out for them. So this, we just meet it with this. Otherwise, the pawn's blocking it. And here, as long as I don't do something, stupid like taking this and allowing them to open it up, I'm fine. So if they push, okay, they don't do that. But if they pushed, I was probably just going to let them take me. Just leave it. Let them take me. Okay, so we have options both ways. Which one's better? I don't know. If we take here and the knight jumps in, there's h6, g5, and we win a piece, I think. The knight's probably going to have to go somewhere else. Okay, I like that. I like forcing that knight to go like over here. Looks kind of awkward for the knight. Okay, so what's he going to do? I mean, I think we already talked about it. H6, G5, fork. The knight doesn't have any checks because my queen. So knight b4, we just kick it away. No, actually, knight b4, it gets trapped. See that? It's trapped. It's totally trapped. So you can't go to b4, you can't go to f4, you can't go here or here. That leaves these two squares for the knight. That's all it leaves. Okay. That knight looks ugly. I think it's time to develop. Question is where? Here we can go here, but that's easy to stop. I think we go here. Wait a second. D5. I have to think about this. Because here, D5, if I push, then I'm losing my pawn. I'm already up a pawn, so it's not the end of the world. But if I can hold on to it, I think I'd like to do that. So knight D7 here. Taking, no, that's too risky. So knight C5. Oh, knight C5 is a good move. Actually, is it? Yeah, because then when he checks, I go here. If he takes, yes, yes. All right, knight D7 is good. I got to speed up. I don't want to lose on time again. So speed up, Nelson. Okay, you're setting up this, but I do have E5 whenever I want, so don't think it's such a big deal. I feel like I'm going to play Rook F5, and the idea is comes with the tempo, and I'm getting ready to maybe even create a triple battery, Alekine's gun or something. He's going to move his bishop. Like I said, this doesn't do anything. We just push by. Doesn't do anything. This is super solid, right? This is super solid. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces defending. Like there's nothing happening to that pawn. So he goes back. Okay. I mean, I could play G5 and bring the queen in this way and then the rook over. Kind of like the look of that, actually. The other thing, I could swing the rook over immediately. I could play just like this. No, I think I will. I think I will bring the queen here. Okay. Now this. C5. I don't think I need to be worried. Okay, I want to play d5, but there is a fork. I'm kind of thinking about doing it anyway. I can also try to throw in this move first and then do it. There is just knight here to here, something like that. Maybe that's the way. Takes. Yeah, I want to get this knight on d5. I think this knight on d5 is going to be really good. It's actually trickier than I gave it credit for, so I do have to be a little bit careful. But the knight on d5 looks like it's going to be very powerful. Could be wrong about this, but let's see. Okay, I just want to lock things up here. I don't want the pieces getting through. That's what I'm trying to accomplish. I think I may have done it. So how do we... How do we do this, guys? How do I do it? I want to use my rook, and I don't want the queen coming in. Yeah, that's a good move, actually. This might be getting away from me. Yeah, I'm just trying to defend everything. Okay. Got to pick up the pace, obviously. Rook f8. Then what? Let's defend for a second. A3, we just go back, defend the pawn. I'm going to go here or maybe here. This bishop is just such a great defender. It really is. Hard for me to do anything because of that guy. Yeah, he's just going to take it. Look at that. Got to play faster. I keep getting in these time scrambles and I don't have time to figure it out. I didn't see that. But maybe it's not the end of the world. That bishop is so powerful that I'm honestly kind of happy to make this trade. Question is, can we attack? Can we make an attack over here? Is the big question. Not easily with 17 seconds. Not easily. He's going to trade and take my pawn. Okay. Oh, why did I go there? It was an awful move. It was such an awful move. Man, just threw this game away. What a frustrating game. Man. Okay. I just ruined that. I had a great position. I just ruined it. They played a good game though. But you could see we had it. I mean, we had a great position there. I gotta play faster and keep losing on time. It's pretty sad. I thought this was a blunder. That's actually the best move. Wow. Wow. It's an engine move. So Stockfish says you go king g6. You go king g6. You take this, and you're happy. Just get your king off the diagonal. And also, now you don't block your pawn. You can use that in the future to get the bishop. Remember my queen was like kind of blocking my pawn. It was awkward. The queen move was bad. The queen move was bad. That was my big mistake. I just threw away any advantage I had with that move. And then we just lost on time, essentially. Okay, moral of the story, play faster. We're getting the exact same opening. Uh-huh. They stopped me. Which way? So we're just clearing this square for the knight to come in. Then we can bring the rook over. I'm just going to get away from any potential checks. I learned my lesson from last game. And now I might consider e5 here, because then I'm threatening a fork. And it's getting a nice pawn center there for me. Let's go with e5. You notice White's king is still in the center, so maybe we take and attack it, right? That's something to think about. Do you guys see this square? Do you see that? That's like a knight's dream. There's a dream come true right here. No pawns can chase it. You're blockading these weak guys. You're attacking this weak guy. Like, it's just awesome. You can even go to the center if you want. Maybe we can play this and go to d3 if once we get some support. This knight's a hero. I can even go bishop here. Look at this. They can't stop it. They can't stop it. Now we can trade the knight for the bishop, and white can't castle. Not that they wanted to castle that way anyway at this point, but... Okay, guys, so I have 4 moves that I'm thinking of doing. 5 moves. 1, a5. I don't want them to push and then trade off their weak pawn and open up this. So that's definitely a solid option. 2, bring another piece. Just get the file. 3, jump in, because if they take, I'm happy with my bishop at that point. 4, go with the bishop first, trying to trade it so that my knight can go to d3 and be supported by the pawn. And then the 5th option would be to take this knight, then jump in with check, although they could probably take with a pawn. So we're not doing that. So it's one of these moves. Just not sure which one. They all look very good. And I don't think we have to be too concerned with them castling this way. It looks risky with the pawn on h4. Maybe, though, it's still good to stop that. Yeah, my instinct says it's probably still good to stop that. Let's go. So, I don't know. We'll see what Stockfish says, but I think I don't want to let him castle. Okay, so what move jumps out at me now? F4, because I want to take an attack. Real simple. Real simple. Wow. G5. I didn't think about that. But I'm wondering... Man, I'm wondering what happens if we sack the bishop. So if we take... Oh, dude, we have some, like, brilliant... Also taking here, followed by check... Guys, I just really feel like we should just go for it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it on instinct here. I'm doing it on instinct. My instinct is telling me, yes, we're gonna lose a piece in this process, but we're going to obliterate White's kingside protection, and therefore it must be worth it. That's what my instinct is telling me. Which way? So, I mean, I got 2 pawns for my piece. But more importantly, we're going to checkmate this king, I think. I think we are going to checkmate the king. Now, if they take me, which way should I take? Pawn or rook? Absolutely the rook. Okay, yes, we have doubled pawns. Yes, this undoubles my pawns. It also blocks any future attacks from getting to the king because the pawn's in the way. We definitely want to take with the rook. And then my pieces can just use that as an entry point. Okay. Actually, I could have considered queen f6. No, but then the bishop was going to move. No, yeah, this is the move. So now white has a tough decision. They have a very tough decision. I don't know where the king's going to go, but either way, extremely dangerous for the white king. Extremely dangerous. We can go here and here. We can take another pawn. We can go here. We can try to bring the queen around. I mean, there's so many options here. You know, I'm not... Yes, I'm taking a pawn, but I'm also opening up the square because I envision maybe my queen can land there. Or even some sort of crazy shenanigans like this. Checkmate. Now, it's not checkmate because there's a bishop there, so I don't think I can get away with that, but it seems worth it to just do that move. Why is knowing the chess coordinates important? Zura. Yeah, it's I mean, I wouldn't say that's a top priority, but it's really nice when you're watching a video and somebody says a move, you know what they're talking about right away without having to be like, wait, what is that? What? Because as soon as you're like, wait, what did you say? You're not able to think about what they're saying, right? So just knowing it removes that layer of thinking so you can focus on what they're saying, right? So I think that's why it's important. I'm sorry, what? What? They forgot the queen was there? No, they intentionally did it. They wanted to sack their queen. Okay. Okay. I'm going to bring the rook in, save it, and attack. This is still not a good position for white. Maybe they thought that's the only thing they could do. I don't know. Still pretty bad for them. I'm thinking we go here. Queen c5 and c6 is also an idea. e4, queen e5 is an idea. I mean, there's lots of ideas. Okay. Probably wants to go here and try to take my pawn. So how do we stop that? I guess is the question. Ah, there's rook f4. Look at this move. Okay, let's go rook f4. And maybe the pawn moves, but then I can probably still win the pawn. And then when you have two pawns, that's going to be very tough for white to stop. I think this was a good move. Oh, they can defend. Okay, I forgot about that. But option one, we sneak over this way and we invade here, which looks really good. Option two, we play e4 and then centralize the queen. Also looks very good. I like this one. Now, you will notice my back rank is vulnerable. However, there's no easy way for the rooks to get there, right? Rooks don't move this way. And they just resign. Okay. Well, good game. Let's go verify that sacrifice. Yeah, pretty nice game. Now, it looks like Stockfish would have refuted it, but that's Stockfish. Yeah, Stockfish really liked this. Knight c5, amazing. Bishop e4, pretty good, yes. Okay, so Stockfish says you just start attacking right away. You leave it, and you just attack. Huh. Interesting. That move didn't jump out at me until later. Right here. Yeah, Stockfish doesn't like it. Stockfish says, just go back. Just go back. You have an amazing position. You don't need to sack anything. Let's see why. Because if they go king g1. Because if they go king g1, I'm not going to be able to attack that easily. Now, I still think my position has a lot of potential. For example, rook d8. What is white going to do? They have to play the move rook h3, allowing me to go here. And then they have to sack their queen and get the two rooks. Now, that's hard to see, right? I don't know how many people are going to be able to find that. But if they did, they're winning. And so therefore, I can't go there. I have to do something else. Queen c5, and Stockfish says it's kind of just equal. It's an equal position. Rook comes over. Okay. But practically, we had great chances. They messed it up, and we played the best move, and then yeah, okay. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go. e4. Knight c3. Okay, so e6, I'm going to play a Grand Prix setup. And the Grand Prix just means you go Knight c3 and then you push f4. Okay, and you have this kind of a deal. It's a lot of fun. I like to be aggressive over here, so I like to play this way. Bring out the knight. e5, sure. I will throw in the check, and yeah, you might say this was a bad bishop. Why would I do that? Well, it's because where else am I going to put this bishop? If I play d3, then I have a bad bishop, so it's sort of like a... how do I say? You trade one bad bishop for another bad bishop, kind of. But it gets out of the way that now I can quickly castle, and yeah, sometimes you get problems with this pawn pushing forward if your bishop's in the way, kind of clogging up your pieces. So that's why you might want to trade that off. Okay. Knight e5, does it do anything? Queen h5, no, I don't think we have any sacrifices we could take, but why would I want to do that? I think we just castle. They could take me, though. That's fine. If they take, I'm happy to recapture with the knight. Okay. So, okay, when you play the Grand Prix, there's usually a couple of plans involving f5 and queen e1. So those are the moves that are kind of jumping into my mind. I think queen e1. I mean, f5, let's see, takes. How do we feel about that position? I want to get my queen on e1 first. I think it's more dangerous for black this way. Now, I don't know. Are they going to castle that way? No. They play the move g6. Okay. The square on the board that you should think about when you see this is what? Here. The pawn no longer defends. This pawn has already been moved, which means this. I mean, imagine if I had a knight, they could just go there, right? But knights don't move that way. So, what about this? We go for a fork and we attack a pawn. How do you defend that if you're black? Queen d6, but then we jump here. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure if I can take advantage of that. Oh, maybe 95. Wait a second. 95, because if you take, I take, and now I do have a grip on that square. Aha. And if you move away... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And there you go. Now we can maybe take advantage of it. Bishop g5, bishop f6 is what I'm thinking. Exactly what I'm thinking. Now, hold on a moment. Hold on just a moment. What happens if he just takes it? Do we have a tactic? No, because there's a check. Maybe I have to take to a defend, and then maybe we go for the invasion here on f6. Also, on knight takes, there might be knight e4 trying to go in this way. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, could be dangerous for black. So they do take. Okay, so knight e4. If bishop takes, I don't know why I feel like that should be good for me. Why do I feel like that should be good for me? Maybe it's not because I lose my support. I can't go here because of the check. Huh. How about that? Okay, so maybe I have to go bishop g5. Unfortunately, I thought knight e4, but I guess not. I guess we have to do this. We have to keep the queen defending the pawn. I don't think we can lose that pawn just now, because that pawn is kind of the key to controlling these weak squares. Okay, so that's an important pawn at the moment. Okay, so they do castle. Again, I'm going to check it. Again, there's bishop e5, but now, let's see. Check, takes. I don't know if that's worth sacking a pawn, because we still don't have enough pieces left to take advantage. I don't think we want to sack the pawn. So which moves come to mind? Queen h4? No, again, the pawn. Trade. Bishop f6. Yeah, bishop f6 actually, maybe. So if you take with the knight, I take. If the bishop moves here, we have queen h4. Check. I don't know what's going on in that position. So definitely bishop f6 is interesting. The other thing would be to take and then go there. Nah, I think I'm going to go first. And see what we can do here. Because imagine if, like, let's say this gets traded and this gets traded and we end up with a pawn on f6 supported by a rook, now we have a nice target on g7 for our queen, right? We have the pawn here, we get the queen over there, checkmate. Of course, black's going to stop me, but I have something to work with. They have weaknesses they have to be careful about. So that's what we're going for, right? We're trying to turn this f6 square into a more powerful, whatever you call it, advantage or weakness for black or whatever. So let's see what they're going to do. I mean, I feel like either way I'd be happy if this knight trades. I feel like the bishop... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what black's going to do. I feel like they have a tough decision here. Ahmed, 20 gifted memberships. Hey, thanks, Ahmed. Appreciate that. You know, I'll go ahead and tell you guys. Keep it on the DL, but memberships on Chess Vibes are probably going to be changing at some point in the near future. I'm going to be doing a how do I say it? Like a reset of the memberships, what they mean, what you get, simplifying some things, but it's some changes are coming. Just a heads up. I don't know how soon it's going to happen because I still have a few things I need to figure out, but okay, he does take the knight. You know, I'm kind of leaning towards the pawn recapturing because it gives me another avenue to attack. It also controls this really critical d4 square, stopping the queen. So, wow. Kevin with 50 memberships. Oh, my man, thanks. I think everybody's going to be a member in the chat now. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take this way. This queen d4 move is such a powerful move for black that I really feel like we don't want that to happen. And this is not all bad. I mean, this could potentially be useful too. So we're gonna do that. Look at those gifted memberships going out. There might be a setting that you have to turn on to allow receiving gifted memberships if you're not getting them. Somebody's mentioned that before, but okay, so b5 wants to shut down the b file. Makes sense. So I'm thinking we go here. And then we start to orchestrate a rook lift and try to somehow checkmate. You can make an argument for queen f2 as well because it comes with a tempo on the pawn. I just kind of, yeah, the queen f2 is definitely an option too. All right, let's not overthink it. We're going to go with h4. I don't know. Maybe queen f2 is better. I guess what I'm thinking is queen f2 blocks me from doing a rook lift. So that's why I like h4, because it doesn't block me. But I do like the tempo. Okay, they played rook c8 anyway. So yeah, I'm glad I played here. And I'm thinking we just do this. We want to bring the other one, or maybe just go here and checkmate the king. And if you have to play h5, then I play g4 and just takes, checkmate, right? We've got this locked down. So I'm going to tell you guys a secret. When you're trying to defend on the king side, a lot of times pushing the f-pawn is a good way to do it. Because your queen can come over, your rook can come up and over, but you can't. My bishop, right? They can't do it. Which is why I think this is so good for me. We don't want this queen trade, though. We don't want that. I think I want to go here. So he's going to play h5. And if I go g4, he's going to take. And his idea is that he wants to do this, right? So how do we... How do we do this, guys? Is there a takes, check, and then bring the other rook, setting up some kind of a sack? Oh, man. or G4. So, okay, hold on. I need to calculate. G4 takes. Wow, there's some crazy lines that I'm looking at here. There are some crazy lines. Oh man, I don't know what to do, guys. I'm torn between these two moves. I'm really torn. Oh, not King G4. Not King G4. Okay. Well, let's see. What do we do? Maybe I take now. Can I do that? Check. I tuck away somewhere. There's this crazy line I'm looking at where I push this pawn. He goes here and I checkmate with the pawn. I would love to be able to do that in the game. Of course, it's not going to happen, but that's just beautiful. Takes, check. Takes. Let's just say push here, checkmate. It's not going to happen, but... I don't know. I didn't want to trade queens, but I don't see how to stop it in time. I don't think this endgame is bad for us, though. I think this is still a pretty nice position. Black's pawns are pretty messed up now, if they do decide to take me, so... Yeah, still interesting, but I don't know. I'm sure Stockfish would have some clever way to keep the attack going. I just didn't see it. I didn't see it. So Black's thinking about what? I mean, check. I'm probably just going to block, and now the queens do stay on the board. I would expect Black to make the trade. They don't have to. Oh, they do. Okay. They do take it. They do take it. So now we have this really weird endgame. 3-6, 3-6. I mean, this is just crazy, this position. And, yeah, what do I even do? Do I go rook f1? Do I go rook g4? Do I go rook c4? I mean, wow. Wow. Here, there's rook d4, though. I don't like that. Here, I could even sack a pawn. Why would I sack a pawn? I don't know. Let's do that. Let's do this. Hold up. I don't know, guys. Man, there's so many options. I could invade this way. I can invade this way. I can go here. I can go here. I can go here and try to do this. I mean, he's going to let me do it. That's interesting. Check. I guess I don't actually win any material. Huh. Unfortunate. Unfortunate for me. Okay. Man, I don't know what to do, guys. I am struggling right now. And I made the wrong choice, didn't I? I forgot about that. Because he couldn't do it before. I forgot about that. Oh, you know what? Game goes on. The game goes on. Definitely feel like I misplayed something there, though. Okay, check here, takes, and then I take this one, or maybe I play d4 because of the pin. Probably take this first, and then, no. d4, he moves, I take, we push. Yeah, I'm going to try to do that. Okay, I'm gonna try to take this, and then he wants check though. Ooh. No, he can't do it though. This is gonna be too dangerous. He can't do that. He can't do that. No way. But he's got to give me this. He's got to give me this. So I have these guys, but he has these guys. Yeah, what is happening? Oh, oh. I think I'm winning because he's gonna have a problem, right? King's not gonna be able to catch it. You see the box, guys? You know the box trick? Takes. I actually go here. It's a small box. It's a really small box. He can't catch it. If the king can get into the box, you can stop it. Otherwise, you can't. So he can never take this. And I'm going to push. I'm just going to push. Oh, he's going to blockade with the king and then try to get this. So I need to go defend. Or, yeah, I need to defend this pawn and escort it up. That's what I need to do. But I might also need to stop these. So let's think about this. Let's think about this. Yeah, maybe we just try to take these at the same time. Sort of keep an eye on this guy. So now, okay, he's... I'm going to go here and win the rook. He's kind of stuck, though, because the way these are set up. So he wants to do that. So how do I get away from the checks is the big question, right? How do I get away from the checks? Okay, I think we're winning. I think we are winning. As long as I don't get flagged, but I think we're okay. Because we're going to force the trade, and then we sack, and then we push, and we win. Unless I'm missing some move, but... Let's go. 1 second to spare. Plenty of time. We had plenty of time. Oh, man. That was a 90-move game, by the way. 90 moves. Okay. Deep breaths, Nelson. Deep breaths. Ooh. Ooh. Ugly game. Ugly game. Apparently I had a huge win that I missed. Let's see what that was all about. B4. Okay, we did have a win here. Yeah, I just... Rook h3, h5. What? What? Stockfish says the move is queen g5. Do we want to take here? Oh, wow. We want to take here because of checkmate. And now there's no longer a fork, so we just hide. And against pretty much anything, we're going to just do this and win. Huh. Queen g5. I didn't see that. I did not see that. So basically, okay, we're pinning the pawn so that we can take this. It's what I wanted to do, but in a different and better way, right? I wanted to get rid of this pawn because I knew that I needed to do that. But I was thinking the only way was to go here. Stockfish says, no, you go here, you get rid of it this way because there's always a checkmate here if they ever take you. And you avoid the thing I was worried about, the forced queen trade. That's brilliant, actually. That is actually brilliant. Yeah, it's so simple when you see it. And then in the game, you just can't find it. Anyway, so instead we ended up going for this endgame, which is equal, okay? Which is equal. Now, Stockfish would have traded and Stockfish would have played Rook F1. Awesome. And here, Rook F3. So like maybe setting up to come over. Oh, Rook F3. Maybe you want to do this and sneak down here. That's clever. That's clever. So if black does some random move, they have to watch out for this guy. All right. I just want to see that endgame. So here I needed to push c6 right away. Not sure why. What's the significance? Ah, because now I can check if they try to go back. So they have to go here. I can get it all the way to c7. And now it's the same plan, except they... Remember in the game how they blockaded this with their king? You can't do it now. You can't do it now. So h4 just wins. Make the box. Can the king step into the box? No. So I win. You can't catch me. Queen. So what did I do in the game? Why didn't I do that? I thought I was going to do that. Oh, I didn't push it right away because I wanted to make sure this pawn was up the board a little bit. That was actually a critical mistake because what was more important is that I didn't let the king blockade my pawn. Ah. I missed the critical kind of thing here. So, okay. So that's what happened. Now he goes here and he's able to put the king. No, he's not. I should have played c7. Oh. Why didn't I play c7? Why did I not play c7? I played h5. Is that what I... Yeah, I played h5. Oh, man. All I had to do, and the same thing, you just calculate, takes, push the pawn, create the box. He's out of the box. He's out of the box. He can't catch me. Yeah, that's silly. I made it much more difficult than I needed to. Now it's actually like probably a draw, Stockfish says, which is amazing. Yeah, but he messes it up somehow. And now it is a win. If I can get away from the checks, which eventually I figured out. No, here it's a draw? What? Oh, if he goes king f3, it's a draw. Wait, how is... Oh, wow. Look at this, guys. This is a draw because I move here. He's going to force me to sack it at some point. Maybe not now, but let's just say here. No, that's a win for me. Wait, what? Oh, this position is crazy. Okay, it's a draw because if I sack and do this, he's going to catch my pawn. Not here. Not here, guys. This is a losing move because then I just sneak past. But if you come up, he catches me if I try to push. So I have to just bring my king. He's going to get this guy. And this is a draw because... if you've never seen this before, once you get the king like this, it's always a draw. He can never get away from you. You just mirror him, right? Everywhere he goes, you go. And if they try to push the pawn, you always can come around this way. And then you get in front, which is also a draw. They can't make you leave the corner. It's going to be a stalemate. Okay. Wow. So somehow it should have been a draw, but then as soon as he lets my king come up here instead of going there, it's a win for me. And then it was just a question of not losing on time. What I should have done here is played a4 and then tried to save the pawn maybe, and I could have, but yeah, anyway. Oh my. That was intense. That was intense. All right, let's try this again. Okay, what should we play against this? What should we play? Something, I'm feeling something different. Something crazy and wild. Let's do it again. We played it earlier. Didn't really get to see the main line. I think we're going to see the main line this game. I think they're going to be bold, and I think they're going to take this. Yes. Yes. Here we go. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, the only way to take a bathroom break without everybody leaving the stream is to do it when your time is ticking down. So he plays d4. Okay, d4 is a good move. Yeah, d4 is a good move. I was hoping that we were going to see the queen h5 check, but this is actually one of the better lines. And it's been a while since I've played this. I have to really think about what I'm supposed to do here. I'm fairly certain it's knight f6. Yeah, d4 is a good move. That means... I think that means our opponent has studied this. That's what I think. Yeah, this is one of the good lines for white. So, unfortunately, the lines after queen h5 check are just crazy. I wanted to play that, but here we are. Okay. Does my knight go to e4? Or d5? d5, I'm worried about c4. I'm worried about c4. I don't know if I have to be worried. Check, and I just maybe move the knight. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. That's very scary. Let's go to e4. I'm not sure. I'm already out of my book. I haven't studied these lines in a while. What are the rules for creating the box? Yeah, AJ, it's just really simple. So when you're moving a pawn, after your move, you make the box. So you follow the diagonal, you trace it back, and that's your box, okay? And then if the opponent's king on their move, let's say the king was here, can step into the box anywhere, even if it's here. If they can step into the box, it means they'll be able to catch your pawn. If they can't, and their king's like here, then it means your pawn's going to get a queen first. So you don't have to calculate, I go here, he goes here, I go here. You know, it's just easy trick. I mean, I was just wondering if I could sack my knight, but I don't think that's a bit too ambitious. I think we should probably just go with something like this. Yeah, he was asking an endgame question. Yeah, I'll have to show you after the game. It's when you're in an endgame, you're pushing a pawn, you're trying to see, okay, can it become a queen, or is the opponent's king, which is somewhere on the other side of the board, going to stop it in time? The easy and quick thing is once you move it, you make a box, and then if the king steps into the box, that's what I was trying to explain. So let's just think about it. What if I try something crazy? Probably just g3, so I don't think we should do that. Maybe I just develop. Yeah, I think we just develop. I mean, this is not a threat right now because it's pinned, so we can always take that guy later. I just want to develop for the time being and get ready to castle one way or the other. Okay, let's take it now. And I'm thinking... we go queen d7 here. And the idea is I want to castle long and try to control these light squares and then maybe launch a pawn storm or something. Oh, no! No, not like this. Not like this. My knight got trapped, guys. It was fine, and I forgot that my queen was doing something there. Ah. That's the worst. That is the worst. I don't even have a creative way to sacrifice it. This doesn't even make sense. That is so sad. Okay. Man. I mean, we could castle and then pray for a miracle. Castle this way and pray for a miracle. I'll castle this way, I guess. I didn't see that. I mean, I saw it. Okay, that's not true. I saw it earlier, but I forgot that by moving my queen, now I have a problem with my knight. Yeah, and here we go. Here we go, down a piece. Okay. Oh, I don't want to give up just yet. We'll play a few more moves. Let's see if we can give ourselves a chance. See if we can give ourselves a chance. The only good thing is his king's in the center, and we do have some active pieces. So let's see. The problem is it's not easy to get rid of this to attack. We kind of have to sneak around the side. Yeah, it's not easy. The bishops are still actually pretty effective there, controlling all this stuff. I could try c5 as just a attempt to undermine the center. I could go here, but why? I don't know. I guess we go there. We play c5. I mean, I have to just try. Oh, he's going to give it to me. Interesting. He's going to just give it to me. Okay. Oh, because he's threatening this. I see. I see. Yeah. All right. We'll play g6. So now I am threatening to take the pawn. So if I take rook g1, then we have a problem. So we don't want to do that. Probably I just have to move my rook. Yeah, it's an awful position, but that's what happens when you lose pieces, right? That's what happens when you lose pieces. You get into a bad position. Let's go c5. I'm just going to play quickly, and maybe we get lucky and they blunder something. I don't know. Unlikely. Very unlikely. Try to get the queen over here. All right. Let's try. Let's try. Okay. So what they want is king goes here. If I take, I get mated. That's what white is going for, right? So what if I don't take and I just try to attack somehow? Yeah, we can't take. I mean, that's just game over instantly. This way, probably still game over, but I don't know. Maybe I could survive a few more moves and something crazy happens with the queen. You have to take these kind of chances when you're losing because you're going to lose anyway. So you take the chance. You know, maybe 1 in 20 games you get lucky and you come back from a loss, but you have to at least take the chances. So Rook G7 looks like it just wins though for white. Rook G7 here, sack, take, check. So if I go check, yeah, we don't have anything, do we? We can't take. That was a good move. I guess I'll take this way, but they're just going to move here anyway, and I still don't have anything. I have no way to keep the attack going. They just move their king. It's over. Yeah, either way. So we could sack and take the rook, but there's still checkmate. We could... Yeah, there's no way to stop this. No way to stop it. I'll let him do it. I just blundered the knight. That's it. That's all it was. You can't give away a knight like that for no reason. Yeah. Pretty easy game from our opponent, honestly, but that was unacceptable. So let's say I would have played a better move. Oh, by the way, knight f6 is not the move I should take. Interesting. But I misplayed the opening. Okay, that didn't help. But even still, this position would have been playable had I not blundered the knight. So if I play a decent move like, let's see, castling is one option, or c5 or b5. Yeah, b5 threatening bishop coming in. Any of those moves, we're going to have a nice game. You can't do that. I didn't get anything. There's no compensation whatsoever. That's the problem. And then white played, played well. But it was pretty easy for them. Yeah. Gotta hold on to those pieces, guys. You gotta hold on to the pieces. You can't lose your pieces like that. Wow, that was wild. That was a wild looking board. All right, let's try it again. I'm not going to give up on the Latvian Gambit so easily. Let's try it again. They take. What do we do against that? I think we push? Or do I still play knight here? I think we push. We don't want the queen to put us in check, so we have to go here. We probably just need to get the pieces out, so we play d5, get the bishop out there. Okay, so this is defended. I would like to attack the knight. Yeah, let's attack the knight. Let's attack the knight. We might have some... No, there's no tactics because the queen is defended. Okay. But still, we can get our bishop out here, which is what we want, I think. Now, I'm not sure if I want to castle first or not. No, I believe we want to take this so that we can get rid of this annoying pawn. Get the bishop out. Here we just recapture. Okay. I should probably slow down for just a second and think. Knight c6 seems reasonable. Develop with the tempo. Always a good option. Yeah, I can't really get past knight c6. Let's do that. Okay, so it goes back. I think queen e7. I don't want to... or 95. Okay, hold on. 95, we allow the trade. Then our rook comes into the game. The bishop has to leave. Our knights are ready to attack. That's not out of the question. Bishop g4 also. Queen e7, though, still I like that. Because then I'm threatening the rook. Yeah, let's go queen e7. I'm threatening rook d8. And we attack the queen. Queen has to move. Plays a3. a3? What? So you're not worried about this? You're not worried about this, huh? Rook d8, queen e2, bishop g4. What's the play here? f3, we take it. No, whites. I don't know. I think I should do this. The other option, I guess, would be to play bishop g4 and then try to castle. Bishop g4, though, maybe there's something like... Yeah, I think we just immediately need to hit this queen. That's what I think. Ah, there's also 95. Okay, hold on. So it's not just bishop g4. There's knight g4, bishop g4, knight e5. All these moves we want to consider because we want to bring our pieces in with tempos, right? So here's a tempo. This would be a tempo. Okay, no more tempo there, but this is a tempo. Bishop probably just goes back, though. But, I mean, I might be okay with that. Yeah, I think I am. Bishop e2 is what I expect. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, check? What? Why would you go check? I mean, I'm just going to... No, this can't be right because now your king looks more exposed. No, 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 no. Okay. Oh, man, the things I'm thinking of. Okay, bishop h3 because I want this square for my knight. Queen e6 because I'm setting up that and I want to be able to come in with the queen later. c4. Even just immediately sacking the knight this way looks pretty reasonable. Just castling looks reasonable. I mean, oh. Should I do it, guys? Should I do it or is it a mistake? Should I do it or not? I really want to play it. I feel like Stockfish is probably going to tell me just castle and be happy with your great position. But I really want to do it. Okay, I'm gonna just castle. All right. If that's the best move, I'm gonna be so mad at myself. But I don't think it was. Check. Seems like a no-brainer for me. Let's go. Let's go. Why? Why is this so good? Because if they take, when we recapture, the king is in big trouble. That's why I think this is so good for it. And all of White's pieces are kind of awkwardly not helping the king somehow. And so it just, yeah, they agree with me, so they go there. And I think we just have to get rid of that pawn. Why? Because I want to go knight g4. I want to go queen h4 checkmate, and I can't do that if the pawn moves to h3 and blocks me. But now, the pawn doesn't exist. I'm going to go checkmate this king. Ah, bishop f4. That's a good defensive move, actually. Oh, I could have played queenie. Yeah. I should have slowed down, guys. I had two better options that would have stopped bishop f4. And I rushed it. Okay. I actually regret that. I do regret that. Because if the bishop lands on g3, all of a sudden it's not that simple. Now maybe I can still make it work with the old rook lift, but I feel like I made it more difficult on myself. All right, we're gonna get ready for the rook lift. And of course I'm not worried about the fork. Why? Because checkmate, right? We don't care if we get forked if we have checkmate. I'm going to go here and here, and I still think we have a nice attack, but I think I messed it up. I think I should have not allowed bishop f4, and I didn't have to. I could have played my queen here instead. That doesn't really change too much about the position, I don't think. Still, I'm going here. Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. All right, so if I go here, takes, check here. Somehow they're getting away. Man, I can't believe I let this happen, guys. I cannot believe that I let this happen. Unbelievable. I don't know what to do. That was a good move. I don't know what to do. Do I save the knight? Do I take? Let's take. I don't know. At least we have this. Something. Person didn't even think for a second about that decision. Didn't even think for a second. Hey, what if I go here? Okay, we can also, hold on, we can also go here. So here takes, what happens? Do I have enough? Do I have enough? I don't know. Queen h3, queen e1, I'm not sure what I'm doing about queen e1. All right, let's go here. Let's go here and somehow try to attack this king. Yeah, I messed this up. I had a much better option earlier. This is just disappointing. Queen f4. Okay. There's some crazy moves. There are some crazy moves here, guys, like this one. Because you don't want to take, I don't think, because of this. But I'm threatening your rook. If you go rook f2... I don't have that move because I get mated. So rook f2, what do I have? Queen here. Oh yeah, queen here is interesting. Rook f2, queen here, threatening the bishop. Wow. Let's try it. Again, if you take, I take, so you can't do that. So how do you defend this? You have to use your knight, I guess. Here I take, so you're going to play knight e2. Okay. Knight e2 is the move. Again, I can't use my rook. I can't use my rook. Maybe I play h5 so I can use my rook. Then my knight's going to get captured though, right? Do I defend my knight? Bishop f7. Man. All right, let's go h5. Because I want to be able to use my rook. I don't want to have to keep getting mated here. Oh, no, but it's still going to be mate. Man. I didn't see rook h2 either. I think we lost this one, guys. I think we lost it. I'm running out of tricks. Now my queen is trapped too. Definitely running out of tricks. No, doesn't work. Nothing works. Nothing works. I threw this game away. I bet we had a win if I didn't play queen h4. I bet we had a win. So sad. So sad. I don't know. It's over. It's over. I'm like 90% sure there was a win here. This is very disappointing. Why are they not taking my queen? Do you want to go here and here? Okay. They still don't want to take my queen? Really? Oh, is there a checkmate? No, right? What is happening? What is going on? Oh, there's a checkmate. Okay. Man, I can't believe that. That's a frustrating game. Let's go see this chart. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. We had a win. We had a win. They played like this section of the game really poorly, I feel like. Like a3 was just an awful move. Like queen c1. Okay, queen c1 was the best move, but it just feels really bad. Bishop b5 check was actually the engine line. Interesting. Then they had to go to e2. Yeah, remember I said when they brought it over here? Yeah, this was good for me. This was good for me. How bad was my bishop h3 move? Not that bad, actually. Because this is... Yeah, this is dangerous for the king. So, okay. Anyway. They were supposed to take it, so they messed it up. And I was supposed to play bishop g4. What kind of a move is bishop g4? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because you don't want them to take you because of this? Such a stockfish move. Anyway. No, queen h4 was the best move. What's wrong with this? Oh, there's a queen sitting there. Oh, wow. They could play bishop f4 anyway. So I did play the best move. I did play the best move. And then they blundered. It was queen h3. I thought about it. I literally said, and I said I didn't know what to do against queen e1. What does Stockfish say? Knight e3. Knight e3. They can't take me because of this. Leads to a checkmate, or they have to sack their queen. I'm threatening checkmate here. So they have to run. And it's a winning position if I defend here. Wow. I mean, I don't think they were cheating. I think they got a little bit lucky with some of the quick moves that they played during this game. Like some of them just turned out to be good when I don't think this person was calculating all this stuff because they were just making some random blunders like this. Sometimes it happens. You just play moves that look good and sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. And I think they got a little bit lucky there. It's possible. I don't know. They did have quite a few like this. Rook h2, queen b8, you know. I don't know how many people would actually play this line. Like, if I'm playing this position, I mean, I'm taking the queen. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, 90% of people will take the queen. So this is a little bit suspicious, especially when your opponent has 6 seconds on the clock. I don't think you really calculate this, but maybe. I don't know. I don't know who this person is. Maybe they do. It was weird, but I don't think I would report it. Yeah, anyway. All right, guys. I am going to play one last game. I'm going to try to go out on a win. And I think we can do it. I think we can do it. I'm feeling good about this one. Knight c6. Let's try to just turn it into any... Yeah, this is great. This is great. This is great. Oh, they take. Oh, this is... Okay, this... Are we playing a bullet game? Did I miss the memo? I must have missed the memo. Let's do this. Queen f6, huh? I mean, I feel like I just poke at the queen. Just poke it. I don't know what they're going to do. All right, I'll tell you what, my friend. I'll tell you what. I'll let you trade queens if I get to get my bishop into a nice central square. Go ahead. Now you can trade queens. And we've got him thinking. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm happy now with the endgame. My bishop is a monster, I think. This knight is awkward because you can't go here because my pawn. Yeah, so they want to develop. That's fine. So let's just bring it out. I still don't think they're going to play knight f6 because I take it. Yeah, they play f6. That's a blunder. So we take a free pawn. This looks good for me, I think, with the check. So let's say check, the king moves, we... What? I'm sorry, not the king moves. The bishop moves, we castle. Yeah, that looks amazing. That looks amazing. Because what I'm doing is, look at all my pieces now. Instantly, they're just ready to attack. Everybody's ready to attack in just a couple moves. And if you take, I take. If you take, I'm jumping in with my knight, with my rook. Black's in trouble. Black's in big trouble. So, okay, 97, yes. I wonder... Check and take a pawn. One option. Bishop d6 and then take a pawn. Another option. c3 so that I can bring the rook over. Another option. Actually, c3 b4 check. Uh-huh. Wow. Wow. What do we do? This is a really great position. I don't want to mess it up. That's why I'm just taking my time. It's so good. I think I'm going to go with c3. I feel like this bishop is awkward, so I'm going to take advantage of it. So he's going to go here. And then I'm pretty sure I'm going to go here. And I'm just, again, bringing all the pieces in. Just bring all the pieces into the action before we look for the final blow. All right? So bishop c5, rook comes over. Yes, we lose a pawn, but then we go rook e2. We've got all these squares controlled. So where's that bishop going to go? I guess back somewhere. And then we just finish it off somehow, I think. Oh, what? Okay. I'm going to say that person might have been tilted or something. That just didn't seem like that didn't seem like a normal game. Okay. Okay, there you go. I don't think that counts as a last game. I'm going to give you guys a legitimate last game. All right, we're going to play one more. That was yeah. Let's play one more. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to go with my bishop e3 line. It's sort of refuted if black... I think they have to take and then play knight h6 or some shenanigans, but nobody ever does that. Unless you're playing like a GM, maybe they will. I don't know. Take it. We're going to set a trap. We're going to set a very sneaky trap if he takes my pawn. You guys have seen this before. The loyal viewers have seen it before. Uh-huh. Are we going to get him? Are we going to get him? Wait for it. Wait for it. This would be a great game to go out on. Queen h4. He's thinking about it. They're thinking about it right now. It looks such a juicy move, right? Ah, man. It's all right. It's all right. We'll get him next time. We'll get him next time. Still, I'm going to castle. Put my rook here. Well played to the opponent. Well played to the opponent, dodging the trap. For those of you wondering, I guess I should show. If the queen comes here, we play g3. Looks like they have a tactic where they get our rook. But no, after they take, we drop the bishop back with the counter pin, and we're the ones who is winning. Bishop, he wants to route the bishop here. An interesting idea. It's quite interesting idea. Okay. I'm just going to develop, just just develop, maybe put my queen on e2, and I think I will castle this way. I usually castle kingside in these openings, but I'm going to maybe change it up and go the other way this time around. That's what I'm thinking. Yes, I understand my kingside is going to be open, but I have such a huge lead in development. I think black has to be a little careful. So, okay, they're immediately trying to make me pay for that. Options are I just move my king there. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I don't see how they're easily getting in now. As long as I take away that and that, I don't see how they're easily getting in. Okay, they want to bring the knight. Makes sense. But this is where I need to do something. I need to do something. C4 comes to mind. How am I going to react to knight b6? That's really what it comes down to. I can play knight e5 and take this bishop. I have the bishop pair. Check. I move. The queen comes in. Bishop c1. Yeah. It's not a bad idea. I actually have to be a little careful here. So let's think about this. I'd love to attack the king while it just sits there, but unfortunately I can't easily. I can play rook b1, actually. I can play rook b1, knight b6, and I can actually just bring my king back this way, and then my rook is defending. Let's try rook b1. I didn't really want to have to defend, but actually the other thing, I could even go to a1, and my rook is still doing a good job defending. Okay, so knight b6, king a1, and then we can attack, maybe. Yeah, let's do it that way. Because the thing is, if the queen ever goes here, I have rook b3 now. And you just have to leave. You just have to leave. It defends everything. And then we can probably launch the attack on the king somehow. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have let the double pawns. I could have played other moves. But looks okay. So guys, breaking 1500. I think it's the last day to get $100 off. Links in the description. So make sure you take advantage of that if you want to. We do the sales, but it takes a while. We usually, maybe like 6 months or something will be the next one. So queen a5. Okay. I'm going to actually drop this guy back. And I'm really threatening c4. And that's a dangerous move for the black queen. So they decide to get out of there. I might still play c4. I think I will. Takes away an important square and maybe even potentially lets me go there. And the bishop now can go to c3, which looks pretty good. So I think black might be castling soon. I mean, they don't probably want to stay in the, yeah, they don't want to stay in the center forever. So they finally castle over there. And now we can think about how we want to set up an attack, I guess. How do we want to do that? Yeah, I'd love to play g4. h3 maybe? Now, I don't know if I can get away with it just yet because of the pin, but I wonder if we could do something crazy like sacrifice that intentionally and then somehow, yeah, let's see. Is there a way to make that work? Is there a way? Alternatively, I can just play rook g1, and then we are just going to push it like that. Maybe I'll just do that. kind of like this rook because you never know when that guy's going to be able to swing over. Like if these pieces move. Okay, that's defended at the moment. Ooh, I wonder if I have... Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. I'm thinking about sacking it, moving my knight somewhere, and setting up some... Oh no, I got to be careful with that because of this. Yeah, I don't like that. Let's play rook g1. I don't like this bishop eyeing my rook. So we're just going to get it here. Of course, if they take, now I take back and we try to attack along the g file. I don't want to trade queens. If we lose this pawn, I don't really care. I don't think, because then it allows me bishop c3 and we line up here. So g4 is the play. g4, g5, something like this. Very strange move because g4, g5 looks dangerous. Now maybe their point is this guy, but I don't know about that. I don't know. I think we just have to do this. And if they take, what I'm thinking, guys, is actually knight here. You know why? Look at this. Remember I talked about it. I talked about it. Look at that tactic. You see that? White has to be, black has to be very careful right now about their next move. Because not only this, I have g5 coming too. I have g5 coming too to just bust open the king. Okay, so they dodged that one. At least for now, but like I said, maybe they want to go queen here. Check bishop c3 though. Bishop c3 is a good move. Let's go. Let's go. No! Nelson. So sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I thought that I had a good move. I didn't see that this is losing a rook. Oh boy. What have we done? What have we done? I'm so sorry, my friends. Kevin, my man. You keep surprising me with the Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh man, dude. We were gonna have such a great position as long as my rook was defended. Now we have got nothing. Now I've got absolutely nothing. Dude. Now the knight comes in and the queen comes over. Forget about it. Forget about it. It's over. It's over. So embarrassed that I missed that. You know, I think in a lot of these positions, you have both rooks still on the first rank together. So like normally that wouldn't be a thing. It's just going to be defended, and I just, man, that is awful, awful, awful. Should I resign? Should I resign? No, we don't resign. We don't quit around here. There's no quitters here. We just keep playing. No, we can't even do that. Can't even do that. Ay, 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 ay. I thought I had like a little sneaky trick with the in-between check, but nope, doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work. Okay, I don't know. I'm just gonna go here. I'm just gonna go here. Obviously, you don't want to trade queens when you're down material. Game's not over, but it's pretty much over. If black is able to force some trades, I'm gonna run out of any kind of chances. So have to keep all the pieces on the board and pray that somehow black blunders something big time. Probably try to move fast, maybe put the pressure on that way. Yeah, see, they just forced one. They just forced a trade. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I want to do something really crazy, but I don't think it works. I don't think it works at all, but you know what? I'm losing anyway. I have nothing to lose. So here we go. Here we go. Why am I going there, you say? Well, we didn't get to see it because he didn't take it. We didn't get to see it. I was hoping that he was going to take me, and then I was thinking some crazy thing like here and rook check wins a queen, you know, somehow, some miracle. But of course, it's not happening. Now we're down 2 rooks. We went from being down 1 rook to being down 2 rooks. Although I did get rid of 2 pawns in front of the king, so... Any chances for a comeback? Any chances at all? I don't think so. I don't think so, but we're going to try. One last attempt here. Nope, he stops that. Okay. How do we get checkmate with a queen and a bishop? Yeah, it's over. It's over. Sorry, guys. I wanted to go out on a win, but fortunately, not today. I'm pretty sure, though, if I didn't blunder the rook, we had a crushing position. Like, yeah, absolutely crushing. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I'm trying. I'm trying. He's going to play bishop e4, though. And then it's probably time to resign. No, he didn't do that. I mean, that's fine, too. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Check. We go here. I might be mated. I don't know. A5. Oh, or that. Okay. Oh, getting forked. B6. Played B6. Why did he play B6? Ah, I see. Checkmate. I see why he played B6. Yep. Yeah, they're definitely trolling at this point, but it's fine. It's fine. They have a right to waste their time and wait until 1 second and checkmate me. They have a right to do that. They're probably watching the stream. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we had a crushing position. Let's see. I'm just blundering too many pieces today. Yeah, we had a nice position. You could see exactly where the blunder happened. That's the thing about chess. You can outplay someone strategically, but if you blunder a rook, it doesn't even matter, right? All right, so we did all this maneuvering, and we got this great position. And then we just blundered the rook. Like, yeah, let's see. Any move, like c3, bishop e1, bring the rook back so this is defended, like any of these moves, and I'm just doing great. I'm doing great. I just forgot one thing. One thing. Oh, man. Well, hope you guys learned something. That's the point anyway. I guess I have to stick around for a little bit because there's this $100 super chat that hasn't expired yet. Thanks. Thanks again, Kevin. Always appreciate it when people feed the kids for me. Okay, so I'll show you one thing I was saying earlier. So you're playing some game, right? And there's like some random, pieces and whatever, and it's your turn, and you're trying to think like, okay, should I push the pawn and try to get a queen or not? Yes or no? Because the king might stop me, right? So this is what I was saying. If you push it, you make the box. Can the king get into the box? Yes. So the king's going to be able to stop your pawn. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't play that move. Maybe you want to lure the king over there and then you can come over here or something. But that's a quick way. When I first started chess, I was like, I go here, I go here, he goes here, I go here, he goes here, I go here, he goes here, I go here. Okay, he catches me, right? Like, you don't want to do that. That's a waste of time. So you learn the trick and then you save yourself some time. So, yeah, that's it. Interesting position. I think you probably do push it a little bit and lure the king, and then you probably come up and win. Let's see what Stockfish says. Is this a winning move? Yes, it's still a winning move. And at some point, I would think now you have to probably bring the king. Because if you just push... No, it's still winning. Okay, yeah, it's still winning. Basically, just get the king totally all the way on the other side. Then you come up. Of course, if black ever pushes, you just take it. And you're going to just take all the pawns. Okay. Interesting position. How do you win this? How do you win this? Well, general principle is oppositions, right? Kings facing off is what you want. Now, the reason that you would want to do that is so that you can get this position so that when they step to the side, you can sneak by. So the real answer here is you want to play king a6, but it's important that you understand opposition. And then once they step to the side, even though we got there from a different, but you sneak by. And if they go here, again, you want to remember the opposition. And it's the same concept that when they slide over, you're going to sneak by. Now, you have to be a little careful here, because when you start pushing your pawn, you can very easily mess this up if you go here. Right? That's a stalemate. Don't do that. So what do you do? What do you do? Someone said king c8. So the problem with king c8 is then black just goes up and they're going to get your pawn. So you have to go back. So it's not king c8. It's not king c8. Danny, yes. Yes, there will be a new rating climb, I think, relatively soon with some very interesting things. I think you guys are going to like it. I think you're going to like the new rating climb a lot. All right. So what you have to do, this was kind of a weird one. You have to go here. And yeah, how do I even explain this? So normally, okay, yeah, normally you don't want to give black the opposition, but in this particular case, so okay, the problem in this position is the stalemate, right? Because they're in the corner and we have this, it's a stalemate trap essentially. We have to get stalemate off the table, so we have to do things differently than if we were talking about a pawn in the center, right? If this is a center pawn, you could just push it and you just win easily. You just push, 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 queen, and the king runs the other way. But we can't do that. So we have to sneak around here. And the timing actually works out for us to where we can just go b6, b7, taking away the corner, and then they have to leave, and we come in the other side, and it's no longer a stalemate. So, yeah, actually, that's a pretty interesting position that I stumbled onto, but that's what you have to do. So it's kind of one of those weird situations because of the stalemate, essentially. All right, and then king c6, someone is asking, is king c6 still winning? No, so you actually, sorry. So if we go king c6, oh wait, no, here king c6 is winning. I thought, wait a second, it's the same position we were looking at? I thought king c6 was not winning. Yeah, it's not. Okay, it's not. The reason king c6 is not winning is because now king a7 and b6. Wait, what? Sorry, I'm actually getting myself confused. Okay, hold on. King c6 is not winning. If you go here, then we get the opposition. What is going on? So king a7 is black's move. Why? This position actually just totally confused me. So now, I'm sorry. Also, the engine is confused. What is going on? Hold on. King a, okay. If we go here, this is the position that we already looked at. It's a win. So I guess king c6 is winning. Why does the engine say it's not? Is the engine unable to comprehend this, or am I missing something? What is going on? Engine says it's a draw. Oh, is it because I've repeated the position too many times, so it's saying it's a draw because we were going to get threefold repetition? Maybe that's what's going on. Okay. Yeah, because it's not a draw. You go here. We already looked at this. They have to go here. You let them get the opposition, and it's a win. It must be repeating the position or something. Because if you repeat the same position 3 times, it's a draw. Okay. Wow. So to answer the question, I guess king c6 technically is still winning. You just have to repeat and then go back to b6. Okay. Yes, that's what it is. If you keep repeating, and you get the threefold repetition to draw, but eventually you have to play king b6. Okay, wow, that just totally confused me. All right, guys. Oh, Kevin retracted his message. Okay, so I'm gonna go. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time, and yeah, have a good weekend. Stay sharp, play smart, and take care.